pleasant evening to you once again, and we greet you with some exciting news that it's still very favorable weather for cricket at the National Stadium here in Guyana, and we're ready for the big showdown, the Jamaica women against the Windward Islands women. Hi there, good evening. My name is John Ramsing, and welcome to the third and final match in round 2 of this women's T20 Blaze being hosted in Guyana. Earlier we saw one completed match between the defending champions Barbados and the Leeward Islands. Barbados getting home quite comfortably, chasing down 60 runs, got there in 6.4 overs. And the first match of the day, home team against the Trinidad and Tobago women, abandoned without a ball being bowled. So it's all set now for the big one in the night. Two teams that won their opening encounters in the first round, Jamaica and the Windward Islands. And we're ready to bring you some exciting coverage as we go through this evening. So it's all set up nicely, and earlier, just before now, we saw the teams arriving, and both teams getting here very early. If you notice, it's bright light as the Windwards are the first to arrive, and they got here very early because recognizing the importance of this game, they wanted to continue with their winning ways. They got home in the last match, the first of the tournament, over the Leeward Islands by a close margin. There you see Jamaica side also arriving very early, and because of the importance of this one, teams came to the National Stadium looking to get some time on the middle before the actual match, because rain has been so much in Guyana that the off days which are scheduled for practice and rest, nothing has been happening on the field. No practice so far because of tremendous rain in Guyana. It was raining cats and dogs last night and into the morning, resulting in the first game of the day being abandoned. With me tonight is Clyde Butts, and Clyde, with all the rain, we're still having match number 3 on day number 2. Hello, Clyde.
Good evening to you, John. Yes, we're still having cricket, and I think it's nice that we are actually playing at this stadium. I don't think anywhere else in Guyana, excepting probably for LBI, the cricket board facilities, that we would have been having any kind of cricket in Guyana if it wasn't for the National Stadium. As you know, it's one of the quickest drying ground in the Caribbean, if not in the world. But certainly, it's nice to have some cricket. And like you said, we are seeing the team arrives in early, and that's because they want to get out into the middle. They want to get a feel of the venue. They want to get a feel of match practice, because that's been lacking in terms of their preparation. And I'm sure Junior Murray and his girls, the Windward Islands, they would want to do well in this game. They're coming up against Jamaica, very formidable opponent.
You see the discussion there, the captain Alfie Fletcher and the head coach for the Windward Islands. I'm no doubt strategizing before this big game, Clyde.
She's a former Windward Islands opening batter as well. So, she obviously has things to say to Fletcher, Alfie, that would help her in this game.
Yeah. So, Clyde, both teams came from wins in the opening round, but the toss will be a crucial one.
Definitely so. Whoever win the toss, it would be crucial, because there could be some dew as well on the outfield, and I think whoever win the toss maybe would want to bowl.
All right, so there's the toss just before the players got onto the middle. The toss went up and went down, and it was Alfie Fletcher of the Windwards who won the toss, and the Windwards decided to have a bowl first.
Yeah, I think that's mostly because they must be thinking, well, the dew is going to probably play a part, and the ball will obviously get very wet later on. And we did see some dew earlier, and whether it stays that way, we'll have to wait and see.
And then you saw an image of the track that will be used today, the same one that was used 2 days ago, same one that was used earlier today. It was a good track on both days.
Yeah, I think the wicket, and that's one thing about the wickets in Guyana, I don't think they actually break up that much. A lot of people tend to think that they do break up, but I don't. I think 2 days of cricket, that's nothing really to them. I don't think the tracks, they break up that much. 2 days of cricket. But remember again that we've had a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So it may be difficult for the ground staff to actually get other pitches going, especially when you're playing every other day. and the rest we're having rain.
Oh, yeah.
So,
So the players taking the knee and looking for equality in sport and pretty much in the world. Cricket is no exception. And it will be, like I said, the Windward Islands that will be in the field first. Alfie Fletcher would have done the right thing, according to her, winning the toss and opting to bowl first. The dew factor, Clyde, you mentioned the dew. Just before we got on air, we were looking at that dew. For a moment, I thought it was drizzles, Clyde. That heavy it is.
yeah, and that could be crucial, like I say, and I think Windwards, more than Jamaica, depend a lot more on their spinners.
Yeah.
And they will be thinking that, if we can get out early, get a few wickets, get among the Jamaicans, it would be better for them.
So the Jamaicans have started with Natasha Mclean and Rashada Williams, the opening pair. And it's going to be Pearl Etienne.
Season campaigner. She has been around for a little while. She has bowled well in the past for the Windwards, and she has served them very well.
That's a nice start. So just to run through that Jamaican team for you. The team will come from Stephanie Taylor, Rashada Williams, Tamika Sanford, Natasha Mclean, Jodian Morgan, Vanessa Watts, Kenisha Ferron, Nisha Ann Wasom, Chanel Henry, Jerona Walcott, Corrine Howell, Shireen Nation. That completes the 11 for Jamaica. Missing out today is Jodianne Brown and Celine White. And to complete the playing 11 for the Windward Islands as well, we can head across to Alfie Fletcher, the captain, Janila Glasgow, Malika Edward, Kimon Homer, Jafina Joseph, Akira Peters. First run of the night off the bat of McLean. Runs here for Jamaica and immediately boundary for McLean.
Well, that was short and it was wide and it was asking to be hit. And McLean, who we saw the other night, looked very good in our shots there, decreased, pounced on that and hit it just in front of square on the offside. Good start by the Jamaica opener.
4 without loss, still in over number 1, just to continue that Windward Island side. So Akira Peters, Edlin Turin, Zaida James, Pearl Etienne, the bowler who's operating right now, Kiana Joseph, Karina Noel, and Tracy Byron. Missing out, Stacey Ann Adams and Ashleen Edward. So we all set, umpires in the middle, and we are ready. So Clyde, this is a very big game. Whichever team win this one will be unbeaten, of course, and from 2 matches, taking the early lead along with Barbados on the points table, which can be crucial in a round-robin format.
I agree with you. It is going to be crucial who wins this game. Yes, we are sitting in the pavilion and we might say Jamaica is favourites, but cricket has got to be played in the middle.
Yeah.
And so both teams here would be thinking, well, they've got a chance. You've got Etienne, then you've got Fletcher, that seasoned campaigner, good leg spinner, and a fighter with the bat as well. So they will be thinking that they've got a chance of beating Jamaica if they can get among them early, get a couple of wickets early and put them under pressure. This is nicely played through the onside. This is going to be 4 runs. A delivery that was pitched up on the pad, didn't try and hit it too hard. She worked it between the mid-on and the straightish mid-wicket, timed it beautifully, placed it perfectly, and got 4 runs straight. Good-looking shot.
Lovely shot, and that will be the end of the opening over. So after the first over, Jamaica sent in 8 without loss.
And that's the thing about bowling. When you're bowling, you have to complete your over, you know. You bowl 3 good deliveries, but 1 bad ball is put away. You bowl another good delivery, then you bowl a bad ball on your onside, put away. So both bad deliveries were put away by Natasha Mclean.
And that's what openers would like to do.
Well, it's a sign of a good batter.
Yes. I understand she's using the E4 brand. The E4 is made popular by Mr. Ravi Atwaro out of USA Cricket Zone. Guyanese from Enmore on the east coast of Demerara, playing his trade in the Bronx, New York. So in fact, the opening bowler was not Pearl Etienne. Etienne will now come from this end.
Short, cracked away. down to third man is going to get an easy single. They were thinking about the second runs, but it certainly wasn't on.
That would feel a certain quicken a lot. And the opening bowler would have been Janelia Glasgow, so little apologies. So it's now Pearl Etienne, the experienced campaigner, operating, running into the little wind that we have here. She's operating from the Players Pavilion end. Umpire Imran Mokan, the school teacher from Berbice, is standing. And with him tonight is Lyndon Rajkumar, the Trinidad and Tobago umpire. He said he's very impressed with his debut visit to Guyana, umpire Rajkumar.
Little indecision by the two batters out into the middle. It was yes, no, and in the end they said no. And that was a lucky thing because that was a clean pickup by Alfie Fletcher at mid-on and hit down the middle of the stump for the non-strikers.
I think Jamaica would have done the homework in that opening match 2 days ago when the Leeward Islands and the Windwards were playing. As you can see in the replay, the indecision. The Windwards were fielding very quickly and more often than not hitting the woodwork. There's a big appeal.
Pitched up, maybe just sliding down leg side, maybe. And I think she may have got a little bit of an edge as well as it was hit on the pad and just went out on the offside.
She survives, but it's a good delivery from Etienne. So the win was, like I said, in that opening game, they were, when they were feeling, they were electric, stopping everything and hitting the stumps at will. And I think the Jamaicans would have done their homework and realized that this is a very good fielding side. Do not want to take too many risks. And rightfully so. It could have been the fall of the opening wicket. Back over the head of the bowler, just short of, looks like Joseph at mid-on. But there is Natasha Mclean looking to be positive. She got a ball that was pitched up and wanted to get the loft to drive in.
That was a good stop actually because it just pitched in front of her. I'm sure she was thinking whether to go for the catch or not to go for it, realizing it wasn't going to carry, and then had to dive across, and I think she certainly saved 4 runs. That's a good looking shot, but there's a sweep on the onside and they'll only get a single ball. Pitched up on the pads, probably Paul Etienne looking for that little bit of swing and pitching the ball well up on the pads, and it was played nicely away through mid-wicket for an easy single.
Alright, so 2 overs completed. Jamaica sent in, 2 overs gone, 10 without loss. So earlier today we saw Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago sharing 4 points. We got 4 points available for the win, no result 2. So both teams getting on the points table, but not in the approved fashion. Loud appeal. Umpire Rajkumar has asked a question. He gives the finger. That's wicket number 1. And Natasha Mclean, she has to go leg before wicket to Glasgow in over number 3. There's Mclean, gone for 8.
I think she misjudged the length of that delivery. It wasn't there for the pull. She was looking to pull it through mid-wicket maybe or somewhere along that line. She went back. It was too full for that shot. And the umpire judged that to be hitting middle leg or thereabouts, and she's gone. So a good start from the Jamaican by the Windward Islands to get that early wicket there. They've got 2 down, 1 down, so they'll be very happy with that sort of start. What I find they're doing, they're trying to bowl as full and straight as possible, and that's a good sign. When you look at how they've got the field placed as well, I think they've got the supporting field for that type of bowling.
So Mclean is back in the pavilion, and now Captain Stephanie Taylor makes her way into the middle. Winning the toss, getting the early wicket with a new ball is always, you'll say you have done the right thing.
Definitely so. They just got to continue working the same way, supporting the field. And we know, and we have seen how good they were in the field in that first game.
Yeah.
So if they can continue in that way, not to give a lot of runs away, keep things fairly tight, they certainly have a chance.
So 10 for the loss of 1 in over number 3. Captain Stephanie Taylor has joined Rashada Williams. Oh, that's a beautiful delivery. Just touched and moved away slightly. There's Taylor. Half forward, half back, and she was beaten.
Yeah, to a delivery probably that she should have left alone. It was a little wide, but it's 2020, and sometimes you play at deliveries that you wouldn't play at in the longer format in the game. But it was a nothing shot, really. She was just hanging her bat out to dry. That
was her first delivery. This time she edges. The edge found and it fell well short of the fielder at first slip. This is excellent bowling from Glasgow.
For sure it is, because that's the sort of line that they're bowling. And there is Stephanie Taylor, not looking to hit the ball, just looking to defend a ball outside or off stump. And lucky that didn't carry to slip. It had a little bit of bounce, but probably the pace wasn't there.
Yes. Driving, but uppish again, Clyde. So having early troubles, but it's good bowling. You cannot emphasize that enough. This is extremely good bowling with the new ball from Glasgow. We're not seeing any cloud because it's dark, but I'm sure it's somewhere hanging around there. So the sea movement, a lot of sea movement we're getting early. You mentioned earlier about the finish to the over. It's been a good over so far. Groping and missing again outside that corridor of uncertainty. And there's Glasgow holding her line.
Well, I think that was the best of the 3 delivery. That one certainly pitched and left her a little. It carried nicely through the wicketkeeper. And Glasgow would be thinking that's the one that was supposed to take the edge.
That was very close to the bat,
very close to the bat as she was coming forward. So this is good stuff, good tight gripping stuff from Glasgow.
So wicket to the start of the over, dot balls since. Look for the finish. Just leaking some runs. A bit straight on that occasion. Taylor is off the mark. So 2 to the Jamaican captain to end over number 3. Rashada Williams is with her on 1-12 for the loss of 1. Jamaica sent in after 3 overs.
I think that last delivery typifies the little bit of inexperience, because you're obviously thinking, well, I've beaten the bat 3 times. I'm going to try and get a little closer. And that's when you err and go on the leg side. And she was able to work that away to get 2 runs. I think sometimes you've just got to do the basics, continue to do what's working for you rather than try anything.
So good captaincy as well from Alfie Fletcher, recognizing that Taylor was in some trouble. Asks her bowler to continue to nag away at that line just outside the off stump. You mentioned bowling straight, and if you look at what Pearl Etienne is doing, she's running in very straight and also trying to bowl stump to stump. That is experience and maybe some planning as well. Nice shot from Williams. Runs for Jamaica. Gone for 1. We'll look for the second. It's going to be on. Not looking to hit it too hard, but got 2 runs. A little bit of nervousness you're seeing in the batting. Tentative push.
I think when you start in a game, there's always going to be a little bit of nerve. And when you have lost a wicket within first 3 overs, you tend to think, well, we don't want to lose 2 or 3 wickets in the power play.
Back over the head of the bowler, and this is almost carrying to mid-on as well. So they prepared, because that ball is full, prepared to go over the head of the bowler. That mid-on, it was a bit straight, well placed.
Well, if you're going to hit, you've got to hit that a little harder and try and get it over the top of mid-on. And looking at the field, the fine leg is up. But the deep mid wicket is on the boundary. So that tells a story. I'm going to bowl full, I'm going to bowl straight. And I'm going to encourage you to look to hit across the line of the delivery.
Completing the commentary team tonight is our good pastor, Matthew Kisoon. A nice full delivery again. So this Windwards bowling attack is looking really well. I'm impressed.
The seamers have looked good so far.
Yes, the opening bowlers.
And we have to remember, when we saw Bruce bowl today, she got the ball to swing in. It was big in swingers. Now we are seeing bowlers being able to hold their own and getting the ball to actually leave the bat. And this is... Oh, she's dropped it. That should have been out. That was a dolly. That was a delivery that was pitched just about off stump, pitched up. She was looking to work it on the onside when she would have been better judged to try and hit it on the offside. She was looking to work that on the onside. Poor Etienne went straight to her, got both hands to it, and was unable to hold on to it. A simple catch.
I don't think Pearl likes gifts. She gives that one away. But it's a life nonetheless for Williams. Dropped on 5. Good new ball stuff. And she's gotten the single to get off strike. 15 now for the loss of 1. I think you mentioned Samantha Lynch, head coach of the Windward Islands women, former player. She would have done her homework as well, because the Windwards, they seem pumped up.
I mean, she was playing in the last tournament. So
yes.
And she has been playing for the Windward Islands for years.
Oh, yes.
So she's got the experience. She's been around these girls for quite some time. I think she's been to West Indies camps once or twice. So she knows most of these girls in the region.
So the keeper taking a step up. It's a full toss, and that's not a good end to the over. That will be punished. A full toss on the middle leg. Dispatched. 4 overs gone. 19 for 1.
I'm a little surprised that they actually brought in the deep mid wicket that they had on there, because she's bowling fairly straight. You're bowling to one of the best batters in the world, and she's going to work those deliveries anywhere from middle and off to leg, and that was an easy pickings for Stephanie Taylor. And again, as we see, you have to finish those overs. When you've bowled 4 or 5 deliveries fairly tight, you have to finish the overs.
You have to finish well, but they have a start here. Jamaica, 4 overs gone, 19 on the board, scoring just under 5 runs and over. There's going to be a bowling change from the media center end, the far end for where we're operating from. An umpire, Lyndon Rajkumar, the 46-year-old Trinidad and Tobago umpire. Kiana Joseph is going to come into the attack, bowling over number 5, still in the power play. Replacing the successful bowler in Glasgow. Glasgow gets an early wicket. So you see the keeper with the helmet on will go up to the stump, and already we're seeing some spin.
This could be a good ploy as well.
Yeah.
Kiana Joseph hasn't done badly over the years. She's always a competitor, and maybe just bowling that little slower, getting the ball to grip a little in the surface. Now she's yes.
So Williams gets the first delivery of spin. Earlier we saw in the second game, the first of the match, the first of the day really, with Haley Matthews getting a little bit of turn. This ball is just 5 overs old, so it will be skidding a little bit and under the night dew as well. Trying her level best to get it away. Williams, now with Captain Taylor, we'll have a chat with her.
I think Williams is getting a bit agitated.
Impatient.
Probably looking to score, looking to whether she's thinking she has to hit boundaries or not. But I think what she needs to do, she's batting with her captain. Keep rotating, keep rotating. Stephanie Taylor is good enough to score and score freely off of most bowling attacks in the world. Good delivery again, bringing Williams on the front foot, keeping it tight, not giving any room, any width to play any sort of shots.
It's good technique, good defensive technique so far. So she'll send down 5 dot balls. Let's look at the finish. Let's look at the patience of Kiana Joseph.
And she's finished that well. That's a maiden, well bowled, keeping it tight. And you could see that delivery was slightly quicker, not looking to give anything or try anything. So that was a good over. What I saw there is a mixture. Probably no turn as such, but there was a mixture of bowling the ball a little slower, a little quicker, making the batters look to come on the front foot or look to go over the top.
So might be a bowling change as well from the southern end of the ground. And 2 batters are having a mid-pitch discussion, but 1 over still to go in the power play. We do not want to say your toss yet on the power play. 1 over to go. It's a steady start, you must say. Both sides not giving away the initiative as yet.
Certainly not. And I think Windwards would be probably a little bit more happy. A little more happy than Jamaica at this time. They've kept things fairly tight. Your ball finished 5 over and the score is 19 for 1. I think they will be very happy with what is going on. Good evening to you, Pastor Matthew Kissoon. And how are you this evening?
Hi, Clyde. Good evening. First ball from Karina Noel is wide outside the leg stump. 19 for 1.
That would be 20 for 1 with that wide.
I'm impressed with the Windwards' effort in the field. We saw in that first match against the Leewards. They were pretty good with ball in hand and in the fielding department as well. Quite unfortunate that Etienne couldn't hold on to that return catch from Williams, the vice captain, in the 4th over. Went on 3.
Wide again down the leg side, just releasing the pressure a little. The new ball, a little surprised that Alfie Fletcher didn't come at least for 1 or 2 overs earlier on. Try and get one of these wickets out early. Get the other 2 batters in, because Nation and Henry are 2 good players, and you want to get them in the middle as early as possible and to have a chance of getting them out.
It's nicely played by the captain, Stephanie Taylor, with soft hands. She got 14 versus Trinidad in that first match and also picked up 1 for 4 in that game. But the Windwards, Clyde, asking Jamaica to bat first. They're looking to get some good batting practice. They need some big runs to go after.
Good stop again. That was a ball driven powerfully down to long off. Etienne, the experienced player, coming across, diving to her right and stopping that, but they were able to get a single.
Bowled out the Leewards of 56, and then they struggled to get those runs as well in the first match, the Windwards. Got a nice evening. Really unfortunate, but that's the weather. When you look at the situation in Guyana with rain, at this point in time, the Guyana-Trinidad game was abandoned. And that would have been a very interesting match indeed.
Oh, this could be a little bit of a strange feel here. We've got now 3 on the leg side, a fine leg or a long leg, a short mid-wicket, and a mid-on. And as I said, she bowled the ball down the leg side as the skipper changed the field, bring the extra field on the offside, straight down the leg side. Lucky to get away with that as it went through the wicket keeper for a wide.
Not getting it right on that occasion, Noel. Couple of wides she's bowled already. I thought Etienne bowled very well. thus far, one of the experienced players in this side. Better line.
I think the captain would maybe has to rethink that strategy of bringing the extra fielder on the offside. As you saw that last delivery, just drifting into the pads again. And obviously she's getting the ball to drift in rather than leave the right hand now.
This is match number 6. Had to reach for that one, wide of the off stump. Got it out towards backward point. But nice conditions. Glorious evening. And the Windwards will want to improve in their batting department, Clyde. They're batting a little bit brittle, as well as the leewards. But so far they've shown that they're reasonably good in the field. Fielding not that bad at all, and the bowling has done very well so far.
Well, they've only played one game, so if you can judge them off of one game for their batting, I don't know. Yes, they didn't bat too well, and I think, but over the years, that has always been one of their problems. When you always think that when you get Juliana Nero and the coach who's here now, you've got a chance of getting into their batting. Juliana Nero, Williams, Cordell Jack.
Right.
Who was always steady and a big performer for the Windward Islands, that you just feel that when you get into the batting, it's always a bit brittle. But you never know, because this is only their second game. They haven't had any practice really in Guyana at the moment, so we'll just have to wait and see.
So the power play overs have been completed. Over number 7 about to start.
24 for 1 in the power play. I think the fielding side has the edge at the moment. That's good running between the wicket. A delivery that was worked on the onside, and it just trickled just outside the circle, and they were able to get 2. That's good attacking running.
Jamaica playing the same side that beat Trinidad and Tobago 2 nights ago. Just one change for the Windwards. Akira Peters is bowling from the far end. So Kiana bowled 1 over from that end. She's the right hand spinner.
Worked nicely into the onside here. We're going to get an ease. Well, there's a little bit of fumble, but they were unable to get the second run. Just the force bubble in the field in terms of ground feeling that we're seeing, but they were unable to get that second run.
It's nice to have Junior Murray here working with these girls, the assistant coach. Just one change to the Windward side. Tracy Byron, the St. Vincent and the Grenadine player, coming in for Stacey and Adams.
Looking to work that one on the onside. Probably kept a little low straight and thinking that it was the off spin, but it wasn't. Certainly it was very straight. Got the inside edge onto the pad. This is pulled away out to deep mid wicket. We're going to get an easy single.
Taylor very strong on that shot. 7 overs gone. Jamaica being asked to bat by the Windwards here in match number 6. They're 28 for 1.
Just looking at how Alfie Fletcher is rotating her bowlers. She obviously thinking she's not going to make one bowler bowl too many overs to the batter. She's rotating her bowlers, and as we speak, I think she is now coming on into the attack. So, you know, she's keeping her bowlers honest. She's keeping them working, not making the batters get accustomed to any of our bowlers at the moment. So whether this would work or not, and as I said, it's nice to see Alfie Fletcher now coming into the attack. Probably did not want to bowl in the power play with only 2 persons allowed out the circle. She's a leg spinner, she's an experienced campaigner, and has done really well for the Windwards over the years.
So the captain comes into the attack. Mclean, like before wicket to Glasgow for 9 in the third over. It was 10 for 1. 2 fours she hit in the very first over of the match. Right away on a good line and length. But as you said, very experienced cricketer over the years for the Windwards.
I think this is going to be crucial here for the Jamaican batting attack as well. Depends on how well Alfie Fletcher bowl. Because if she can bowl as good as we know she can and can pick up 1 or 2 quick wickets, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the Jamaican batting line.
Picked up 1 wicket against the Leewards, 1 for 4. That's a nice shot. Back and just cut it away nicely down to the boundary for 4, down behind point. Lovely shot there by the captain. So far in match number 6, Jamaica, the only team to have got over 100. And they play Trinidad, 133 for 6. Good batting from Henry, 52. And 30 from Mclean. That's another beautiful stroke. Inside her stumps and pulled it beautifully backward of square and down to the boundary for 4. Taylor's marched on to 16 from 17. It's 36 for 1.
I think Alfie Fletcher has just come on and released the pressure a little. That was a bad delivery. That was really a long hop. And Taylor, realizing that there's a deep mid wicket, waited on it and swiveled and hit it behind square and was able to get 4. That's a better delivery, pitched up, beating the outside edge, but also the keeper, wicket keeper, missing that. And I think we're going to see a bye signal. No, she actually got an edge to that, so
That's
that could
right.
have been a chance. Oh, that was a chance because the umpire has not signaled. So Windwards just have to tighten with those catches. Their ground fielding has been good, but certainly. They've already dropped 2 catches. That's a good delivery again. Looked like it come off the glove. As it pitched, it bounced, it spun. But just dropping in front of the keeper who had to dive forward and was unable to get under it to take that catch. But very good bowling. This is good, tight stuff. Didn't start too well, but that was a very good delivery.
The best delivery of her over. 37 for 1. 8 overs gone.
It actually went into the wicketkeeper gloves and went out as it bounced. And the wicketkeeper was getting up to catch it, couldn't hold on to it. And that's a bad miss. That's a bad miss.
The thing about T20 cricket, your feeling has got to be spot on. Everything has got to click together. When you're out there, your bowling, your feeling has just got to be spot on. High definition cricket. Everything has got to click. But it doesn't always happen, but here is where the crucial moments in the game can determine the outcome, of course. Kiana Joseph comes back for a second over, the left-hand orthodox spinner.
Williams would have to be careful with that shot. She's looking to work the ball on the onside. Not a lot of turn. This was a good delivery again. Just pitched up fairly straight onto the stumps. This time she's playing much straighter up to mid-on instead of looking to hit it to a mid-wicket area, and was able to get the single. Good tight gripping stuff from the left arm spinner. Give him a little bit more air. Stephanie Taylor this time coming forward. Had to wait on it and then end up pushing it out on the offside. Unable to get a run.
5-4 field, slip backward point. Cover on the boundary, extra cover mid-off. Backward square, mid-wicket on the boundary. Short mid-on, and there is a long on wide for Stephanie Taylor. Final delivery to complete the 9th over. Bowled! Leg stump knocked out of the ground. That was a beauty, Clyde Butts, but she reached for that. She missed it. The leg stump knocked out, and a disappointed Jamaica captain will walk back slowly to the Players Pavilion. The captain is gone. Final delivery to complete the 9th over. Bowled by Kiana Joseph. It's 39 for 2.
I think that's good pressurized bowling. I think the pressure that was put on Stephanie Taylor got her to play that shot. She was looking to play across the line of a straight delivery, and when you miss, the stumps get rattled. There's good pressure over. And Windwards would be very happy with taking that wicket and the way how things are going at the moment. Very straight delivery. She was looking to play across the line. Trying to hit more or less up to mid-on. Probably looking for that single. And ball held its line. And she's gone. 39 for 2. At the end of the 9th over, Windward Islands happy with their performance so far?
I think they would be very happy indeed to have removed the captain, especially, and of course the dangerous Natasha Mclean, whose instinct is always mainly to attack the bowling.
Well, I agree with you with that, and as we speak, Alfie Fletcher's come off of the bowling, and I think it's now going to be...
So that's the new player that has come in, Tracy Byron.
Going to be Byron.
That's right,
And
from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Chadine Nation has come out to do battle. Slimly built young lady, looks very athletic. Coming in for Stacey Ann Adams, who played in that first match against the Leewards. So she's bowling from the Place Pavilion end, number 85 on her shirt. Cricketer, stubborn batter, will take her first ball. That's a wide. Was certainly a big wicket to have removed Stephanie Taylor. Excellent bowling from Kiana Joseph. The Windwards have done well so far.
That's a drop. That delivery was about probably just outside the leg stump. She was probably looking to hit it behind square on the leg side. He got the leading edge, went out to a straightish mid-wicket.
Fletcher, the captain, yes.
that they've dropped out in the field. The ground feeling has been good, but you cannot afford to drop so many catches.
Well played, well fielded by Byron. Yes, Fletcher there at mid-wicket outside the leg stump, and that was hit in the air. She stuck both hands up in the air, but she couldn't hold on.
Driven out into the short extra cover region, knocked down. Good supporting fielding here again by the Windward Islands. They fielded very well in terms of their ground fielding.
Yes.
Their ground fielding has been good, but the catching has left a lot to be desired.
Yes, I agree with that. Their outfielding has been very good indeed. Getting their bodies behind the ball as well. Loose shot there from, that's Williams.
And Williams has really struggled. She's been there from the start. And she hasn't been able to put any delivery away. She has hardly she hasn't rotated the strike as much as one would expect it either. This is a good looking push out to mid-off, gets an easy single.
Glasgow coming across to her left. We're at the halfway mark. We'll take a break. After 10 overs, the Windwards put in Jamaica into bat after winning the toss. 43 for 2, Nation on 1, Williams on 11 from 25 balls. And the batters have been dismissed. Mclean, that before wicket to Glasgow for 9. It was 10 for 1 in the third over. And then Taylor just out, bold leg stump by Kiana Joseph. 39 for 2. She went for 18 in the 9th over. Right, so welcome back to the National Stadium at Providence. After that little break, middle of the innings, 43 for 2, Jamaica. Battled in here, but one must say that the Windwards have stuck to their task well. They've missed a few chances in terms of catches, but their outfielding has been good. And to restrict a strong Jamaica batting lineup to 43 for 2 midway, that's certainly a good effort. Let's look at the bowling figures so far. Noel, 1 over for 5 runs. Kiana Joseph has bowled very well, 2 overs, 1 for 2. Akira Peters, 1 over for 4. Etienne, 2 overs for 9. Byron just bowled her first over, 1 over for 4 runs. That's the new player that has come in place of that's Stacey Ann Adams. Then Glasgow, 2 overs, 1 for 10. And Fletcher, 1 over for 9 runs. So the bowling has been very good. Just a little bit of here and there in terms of the catching department, a couple of chances they should have taken, but nevertheless a very good effort by the Windwards against a strong Jamaica side. Good evening, John.
Hello, Pastor Matthew Kisoon.
And they'll get a bye here, I make it. They're looking for a second. A little bit of sloppy work on the offside. So bye, signaled by umpire Lyndon Rajkumar, the Trinidadian. He is a school teacher. I understand that what's his subject? He is a technical vocational teacher in automotive technology.
Yep.
Very interesting subject indeed. In Trinidad and Tobago.
In Trinidad and Tobago. He says he lives in Siparia, way down south in Trinidad, of the Twin Island Republic, Trinidad and Tobago.
You visited him, did you?
No, not at all. Maybe next time.
Yes, he's enjoying his visiting Guyana first time here.
That's what he says, yes. But the match is set up nicely there. The first 10 overs, just 43 runs. So at this rate, if the Jamaica team continue to bat at this rate, we get just 86 runs. That will not be enough. So you notice the outfield has got a bit slippery. A lot of dew now tonight. Rain early this morning. First game abandoned. Second game, place dried out nicely. But now under the lights with dew, causing a little bit of slipping. Maybe that's why the ball not staying in the hands of these fielders. Just maybe.
Akira Peters down the track on drives. Nice shot down to long on for one. But another low score by the Leewards in the second game today. 60 all out.
Yeah, 60 all out. And the champions knocked it off quite easily in 6.4 overs with a loss of just one wicket. So the dominance of one side, and then you can see on the other side, the Leewards not showing up to the party.
But I think a Barbados-Jamaica game will be very, very exciting and interesting indeed. Two top teams in the tournament.
Yes, I think it's in the making. We will see it soon.
Quicker delivery there from Peters as our over comes to an end. 11 gone, is it? Yes. 44. 44 for 2 after 11.
And 7 overs, interestingly, already used. Janelia Glasgow, Pearl Etienne, Kiana Joseph, Karina Noel, Akira Peters, Alfie Fletcher, Tracy Byron. So Alfie Fletcher is not allowing any one bowler to go for too long, and that may be because you don't want the batters to get too comfortable with one bowling style or one bowler. So ringing the changes, and it's been looking good so far for her, for the Windward Islands. This powerful Jamaican batting lineup being tested.
So it's 46 for 2 after 11. Nation is on strike to Byron.
Oh, that's a bad miss once again. And the ball is going to run very close and into the boundary now. So it was hit in the air. The fielder at mid-off,
Janelia Glasgow
going for the catch. And I think it fell just in front of her and under her body and into the boundary. Bad miss.
And that's the thing about the basics in fielding. You know, you've got to be able to assess the situation very quickly when a ball comes to you, if you can take the catch. But even if you know you're not going to go for the catch, get your body behind the ball at least. And avoid runs.
Yeah, that was well hit. So she really had to make a decision in quick time. She opted to go for the catch. She missed. It's difficult to dive forward. So she did not get there, but it was hit so well that after she missed it, it went into the boundary very quickly. So Williams is still there. She's getting into her stride now, we may want to say. She looked a bit nervous at the start of her innings.
A couple of tough chances as well to Turton,
Yes,
the
yes.
wicketkeeper. Tough chances to her, too, I thought. Then Fletcher leapt in the air. The ball went, probably touched her fingers at mid-wicket. And, of course, that cotton bowl opportunity for Etienne.
Yeah, the 50 coming up there for Jamaica in over number 12. 50 for 2.
Didn't get it right on that occasion. Very wide outside the leg stump. But Williams has struggled, but she's still there. 16 from 30. The vice-captain of the Jamaica side.
Experience and responsibilities this time. So she had opened the batting alongside Mclean, lost her captain, but she's still there fighting. So there we see Byron straying in line again. So inexperience may be showing up, but it's night dew. You must be cognizant of this night dew. You can see it. It's very visible.
I thought the tactics of Etienne to the two openers, she tried to bowl more on middle and leg stump to both batters. Firmly hit down to mid-on wide for one.
She started this over with a boundary by run. And Clyde was making a point earlier. Sometimes you need to finish well. So he has the opportunity now to finish well. Send down. Oh, so that's the end of the over, in fact. So 12 gone, 53 I make it for a loss of 2.
Nation has only faced 5 deliveries so far for her 2. She's been kept away from the strike. Very interesting. Full toss. And that's a no ball. So we'll have a free hit that was pulled away down towards mid-wicket on the boundary.
And there we see umpire Rajkumar, the school teacher, showing why it was called a full toss. And he's showing it for height. And he's been a school teacher for, he says, 12 years.
He started umpiring after me. I started in 2005. He started in 2008.
Yeah.
It was 3 years after
Teaches
me.
at this MIC IT Institute of Technology.
Free hit over the head of the infield, out towards deep extra cover. Two fielders converge. They come back for 2. Nation finally getting a chance to go over the top.
Yeah. Well, she had a free hit. She had the opportunity and she freed her arms a little bit. And she got 2. So she's off the mark. Well, she's doubled her score, in fact. She was off the mark previously. CD Nation.
That's a good shot. Back, cuts it away, forward of point, comes back for a second run. I think in the first game against Trinidad, she was running between the wickets nicely as well. Maybe a little bit guilty in terms of her running between the wickets, but she's picked up another 2 here, and then she had to take a little breather to catch her breath on that first day when they played Trinidad and Tobago. But she's a busy player. Busybody player.
Yeah. So we want to apologize to our viewers. The score bar is giving us a little bit of trouble, so it's now 58 for the loss of 2. Runs again for Jamaica. Is going to run close to the boundary. He will not go back for the second this time. It went very quick to the fielder.
That's a good bit of work there by Homer in the deep. Good return. Williams comes back into strike.
So Akira Peters is into her 3rd over now. None for 13 so far. Back overhead, banged away, runs again for Jamaica. You're going to run pretty close to the boundary, right back over the head of the umpire. But another 2. Dealing in juice, we don't say, you say juice. 2 is juice, a brace. And in Trinidad, it's a double. Lots of doubles in Trinidad and Tobago.
I think she needs to go now for the runs. She needs to pick up the tempo. Williams, the vice captain, you've still got some good batters to come. Janelle Henry.
With a half 100 in the first game.
Short backward square. The return comes in quickly. They get home for the single. 1 delivery left to complete over number 13. It's 62 for 2.
So with the no ball, we've seen 9 runs already in the over. without a boundary. This could be some more for Jamaica, but they are settled on 1. So 10 runs in the over without hitting a boundary. So that's a very productive over for Jamaica. 13 gone, 6-3 for the loss of 2. So on the monitor, you're seeing the projected score, a shade on the 3 figures, 97. I don't think the Jamaica side will be happy with 97. They want more than 97. They want to give themselves a fair enough window to defend. But the Windward Islands, they won't mind at all.
True, when you play the better sides as well, you want to bat better too. Show up your technique and everything else. Show that you can improve. You got 133 against Trinidad and Tobago. And I thought the Trinidad bowling wasn't that bad at all. They should get over 100 in this game. The Windwards bowling has been good, very good, as Fletcher comes back on, the captain, to start over number 14. They've represented themselves well thus far. That's well bowled on the middle stump.
That's well played as well from Nation. She drove through the line around her front pad. And you see the on drive is the hardest shot in the book. And she made that look very easy. Did not get a boundary, but still looked attractive at Chile Nation. So Williams, the right-handed batter, takes strike. The tempo in the running has also increased, looking to take these sharp singles much more than earlier, because earlier Windward's fielding was on top, but now just lagging a little bit, just caught on their heels a little bit.
A nice feature of the Jamaica batting in picking up the singles, the twos outside of the boundaries. Natasha Mclean is the Chris Gayle version of female cricket for Jamaica. She's the hard hitter. She loves the boundaries. But these two have batted sensibly, picking up the ones and twos. Very nice.
Oh, that's a very quick single taken. It was hit to mid-off, straight to mid-off, but not with a lot of pace. And that made the single much easier. She took the pace off. And the fielder, of course, hanging back on the 30-yard circle. So this is intelligent running. So 3 runs already in the over.
Smart cricket. Cover on the boundary, long on the boundary, mid-wicket on the boundary. A naughty shot. Outside the off stump, wide turning further away.
Yes.
She was looking to pull that. You would say tug that through mid-wicket. Missed, taken by the keeper.
Yeah, across the line. Looking for that inviting gap between that square leg person that's right back on the boundary and long on. It's a huge gap once you can beat the field at short mid-wicket. Back up over the head of the bowler. And there's an appeal. He's given. Coming back for the second run. And the fielder at mid-off, running back, picked up and sends the return. Direct hit at the non-strikers. And as you can see, they turned very quickly for the second. They were there touching down. And as the return will come in eventually, there is Fletcher not pleased with the fielding effort, but eventually going up in appeal and got the decision. Very good fielding from the Windward Islands. And there you can see again when they were coming back for the second, umpire Mokan getting into position very early. That's very good umpiring from Mokan. And Nation coming back quickly. But direct hit usually makes a big difference. And there we see Chile Nation short of her ground. And Jamaica losing their third wicket in at the end of over number 14. 67 for 3. Excellent feeling again.
That was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant from the fielder. And Nation, as we said, being the busybody of the two, coming back for that second run, that was a chance. But what made that run out so good is the direct hit, of course. And Imran Mokan, as you said, rightly so in the correct position to judge that. I think I saw that from here as well, John.
I guess you're wearing your umpire hat there, Mr. Matthew Kisoon. Yes, it was a good piece of fielding. Kiana Joseph will continue. And the new batter takes strike in Chanel Henry. Henry fresh off of that half century.
That's right.
Very good knock in that opening game against Trinidad and Tobago.
Put her team in a very good position in that game. But, you know, in cricket, that game is over.
You must start again
That's
from
gone.
zero.
That's right. Start over now, Miss Henry. Show what you've got. You're probably not going to get a 50, but you never can tell. 5.4 overs.
She's going to get off the mark. At least 2. (67), 69 now. Still in over number 15.
7 fours in that knock against Trinidad. I think she faced 36 balls to that 52. It was a brilliant knock from her. Very attacking innings.
Oh, so Jamaicans are prepared to run these quick singles, these suicidal singles. And the Windward Islands, they're feeling excellent. The ground fielding has picked up again. But we see a little bit of an injury, maybe to the wicketkeeper. She threw that ball, she slipped, as you can see on that replay. So the batter seemed to have had it covered.
Yeah, Adeline Thornton, they're coming around her. But what happened, she put in a big effort to get to the ball and try to send the return in. But the return came high to Fletcher, the captain. So could not have affected a run out.
Yes, and some medical treatment being administered to the wicketkeeper. She felt a bit awkward when she sent that return. So Rashad Williams is still there on 23. We have seen the fall of Natasha Mclean, leg before to Glasgow for 9 from 12 deliveries, including 2 fours. She went with a score on 10 for 1. Stephanie Taylor, the captain, was bowled by Joseph for 18, 22 deliveries with 3 boundaries, 2 for 39 in the 9th over. And then Nation just run out moments ago for 11 from 13 deliveries. Looked busy at the crease, and she was dismissed with a score on 67 at the end of the 14th over. So 3 runs added since, and the wicketkeeper's back up on her feet and stretching her back there. The physio giving her some attention, and the rest of the fielders taking the opportunity to take a refreshments break.
And you'll find a lot of this in women's cricket. You'll find this scenario presenting itself very often. I thought even one of the girls from Guyana, Mandy Mangru, tend to get injured, you know, very often. She picks up little nagging injuries and so on. Ever so often I've seen that with her. But these girls, you know, it depends on how much work they've put in. You can sense though, John, that the Windwards ladies, they put in a bit in terms of training, because their field work has been reasonably good as compared to some other teams. They've been good in the field. Need to work some more in their catching and, you know, catching ability, reflex action. The wicketkeeper needs to do a little bit more of work as well. Turton had a little tough time behind the stumps of the spinners, especially the captain Fletcher.
So we're back with the action. First ball after that little bit of injury. And there you see Rashada Williams is still there. She's holding this innings together. 23 from now 39 deliveries. Holding firm, you would say. This one is swatted away. But field is right back on the boundary at mid-wicket. And that will be the end of 15 overs. So 71 now for the loss of 3 wickets. 15 overs completed. Williams is still there on 24. Henry has just gotten there. She's on 4. So good piece of umpiring as well in the previous over from umpire Imran Mokan, supporting Lyndon Rajkumar. See, umpires are having good games tonight. Earlier we saw some good decisions being made as well. So the umpires are very crucial in any cricket match. They pretty much make or break with some good or bad decisions. Alright, so in with the action. Gripping stuff so far. 15 overs gone. 71 for the loss of 3. Cool conditions now. And as cool as cucumber. Mr. Clyde Bus has made his way back into the commentary's position.
I don't know about that cool as cucumber.
You're a cool customer, Mr. Butts.
It's been a nice, cool evening. Well, we are sitting in the pavilion. We can say it's cool. We don't know how the players are feeling out into the middle because those lights do carry some heat.
Oh, yes.
But it's been a good evening cricket.
Yeah.
It's been tight, gripping stuff in the field. 71 for 3 in 15 overs. Windwards have done well to restrict Jamaica to that. What they need to do now is to finish, have the last 5 overs and bowl them fairly tight, not give them anything away, not give them any free runs, probably look to keep them down to 110, 115. I think that would be a good score to keep them down to and be decent.
So we've seen a little bit of injury scare to the wicketkeeper in the previous over. And we've seen a change of wicketkeeper. So there's a new wicketkeeper now for the Windward Islands. Edwards. So.
Well, let's hope the wicketkeeper is not badly injured and will be able to bat and so on, because I'm sure the Windward Islands would need all their players to be ready to bat if they're going to try and chase down whatever the Jamaicans get.
She was holding her back. And you mentioned that we don't know the conditions out there. She actually slipped when she was trying to effect a run out. So the dew factor is certainly causing some issues because during the 10 over break, this is the incident where she slipped. You can see on her monitor here. There she was. Oh, had a nasty fall as she tried to return in one motion. And we saw during the 10 over break, the rope came out to take off that surface water that would have been created by dew. So dew factor at Providence has never been missing. It's always been with that dew factor. So Fletcher's back. She's going to be...
I think what is happening here, she's trying to get her feel right. She's got one extra fielder out the circle. Now coming into short extra cover. To cover.
One extra fielder. What do you mean one extra fielder, Mr. Butts?
In terms, you're only allowed to have a certain amount of fielders out of the circle. And one of those fielders was out the circle.
Right, so...
Now she's got it right.
So 4 fielders are right in the boundaries. This one is going to head to long on, where one of those boundary riders will come in. There's a long off on the offside. The only boundary right on the offside is a long on. Deep mid wicket and a deep backward square. So 4 fielders are outside the 30-yard circle in this back end of the Jamaica innings. In 50 overs, the last 10 is usually called the happy hour. So maybe this is the happy half hour?
Well, in 20 overs, the last 5 is normally called the happy hour as well, where everybody tends to want to go hard, especially if you've got wickets in hand.
Yeah.
And Jamaica has 7 wickets in hand, so they will be wanting to go hard with these last seven wickets. Well, his last 5 over, Williams has been there from the start. Henry has just come in. I'm sure we are going to see them.
This is in the air. Backward point comes wrong, takes it. And that's the fall of Rashada Williams. She was holding the innings together. She has been there from the start. This time, she's gone, caught at backward point, gone for 25, 73 for 4. At the start of the happy hour, like you say, and we're in over number 16.
Yeah, that would have been a wide delivery from Alfie Fletcher, wide outside the off stump. She was probably looking to hit it over extra cover where the fielder actually came on from. Got the top edge, and it lobbed out to backward point and was a very easy catch. So Jamaica's lost their 4th wicket. And they would be thinking now, if Windwards especially would be thinking now, if we can just get Henry out, we are in with a chance of keeping them down to less than 100.
The projected score has dropped from 97 now to 94 with the fall of that wicket. So good effort from Alfie Fletcher. It was a good delivery. Just but it's good with flight. So that tempted the batter to go for the big shot. It was very wide. So Julian Morgan is the new batter.
This is hit powerfully down, straight back past the bowler. Good feeling. By the fielder coming across from long on, had to run across. And when she got there, slid on her knees and was able to stop that from going into the boundary. Good work in the deep.
I'm impressed with the ground feeling generally with the Windward Islands.
Yes, I think we all are. They've fielded well in terms of the ground feeling. Yes, they've dropped a few catches, and I think that's where we've put a little bit of pressure on them. And they've put a little bit of pressure on themselves.
So Julian Morgan takes strike. He's right-handed as well. Oh, she's going to get off the mark immediately. We were just praising the feeling, and there's poor Letty, and we don't want to be too harsh on her.
That would have been a good stop. That would have been a great stop, because she had to run to her right and then dive. And just missing her and went down to long off for a single.
So Morgan off the mark. 4 runs and a wicket in the over so far from Fletcher. Low full toss to end the over. Henry will keep strike, and that's the end of 16 overs, 76 for 4. A successful over from Fletcher coming to an end.
Yes, and I agree with you with that. A successful over from Fletcher, but I think the thing here, Henry is the key. Yes, Morgan can hit the ball and hit the ball hard, but Henry is the key, I think, because she can hit the ball, she can run well between the wicket. Morgan may be a little slower, and that may put a little pressure on Henry, because Henry loves to run, and she runs very quickly between the wickets. So that may just put a little bit more pressure on the Jamaican side at the moment.
And the Henry calling for a protective headwear. The helmet is coming out. And we saw not only coming out is the helmet, but the wicket keeper is back on the field. Thornton is back. Yes.
Good to see.
But she's still stretching her back. Hope it's nothing too serious though, Clydie.
I hope it's not. I think what happened to her when she ran for that delivery, I'm not sure if she has on spikes or not. Because when the square of itself gets wet, it's a little hard. It's going to slide more than the actual outfield. I think that's what happened to her earlier.
Right. So there we see the replay once again. She did hit the ground a bit hard, and you can see in an awkward position, not breaking the fall totally. Putting her body on the line, and that I think is where when she landed there, you can see she's a little bit awkward. That might have done it. So Glasgow is back. Banged away over the bowler's head, but it will be just one. So Glasgow got the early wicket. Natasha Mclean leg before for 9. That was in the 3rd over. Glasgow's second in her spell. I think the new ball bowlers, they've bowled very well. Etienne and Glasgow sharing that new ball.
I agree with you. I think all the bowlers have bowled reasonably well. They've kept the pressure on. I don't think any of them has really relaxed the pressure. They tend to bowl wicket to wicket. I think that has a good ploy. Supported it, as we said, in the field, especially the ground field.
This was in the air. Long on comes around and drops.
But it don't seem to be a good catch inside.
The ground feeling is good, but he catching. That's probably Etienne again, and that ball perhaps following her now. She was that long on as that ball was played high into the air. She came in, and the ball fell short.
She had to run a good way, and
Correct.
it would have been a good catch, but she got there, got underneath the delivery, and was unable to hold it. It would have been a very good catch.
But the intent is clear from Jamaica. Edge this time taken. Healthy edge found and taken at that very short 3rd man position. Akira Peters in the perfect position. Wicket number 5 going down. Jodian Morgan caught by Peters off the bowling of Glasgow for 3. It's now 79 for 5 in over number 17.
Well, that was a good catch, actually, because she had to dive forward. A delivery outside off stump. She was looking to hit it hard over extra cover, got the edge, flew down to 3rd man. It was dropping on the field. She had to dive forward. and then not taking a very good catch. That's a good catch, and I think Jamaica would be, Windward Islands would be happy that they've taken that catch and they've gotten that wicket away. Morgan seems to be wanting to hit the ball as hard as she possibly could. So that's a good wicket to get. I will be thinking now, we have to get rid of Henry.
And that's one thing you said earlier, and it's resonating right now. Finish well. Have to finish well.
You have to. You've done well in 15 overs. You need to finish the last 5 and finish them good.
So the new batter out for Jamaica is Nisha and Waysam. Nisha and Waysam.
I like how you say that. Nisha and Waysam.
Yeah.
She had a good first game with the ball.
Yeah. Want to remember.
Let's see what she can do with the bat. This is down the leg side. Wide signal by the umpire.
There's a tight ring of fielders on the offside. Short third man, backward point, very short cover. In the air, over the head of Alfie Fletcher. She's going for it. This is good stuff. 17 overs completed. At the end of 17, Jamaica sent in by the Windward. No, just one delivery to go. Oh. So Henry will take strike. Henry with number 17 on her back. Over number 17 is being bowled. It's again a wonderful effort from Peters. This time she's going one-handed. Could not get around. And that will be a boundary to end over number 17. It's now 85 for the loss of 5 after 17.
I think that boundary was really well needed by Jamaica. They really needed that because they haven't been able to get away from the Windward Islands bowler. They haven't been able to put the Windward Island bowlers to the sword, and that was a dot, but that was short. It bounced a little. She was looking to heave it probably over cover. Got the top edge. Flew to the left of the fielder who dived across but was unable to reach it. It would have been a spectacular catch had she gotten there and take that catch. How Alfie Fletcher bowls to the lower order batters would be very interesting because she's got that experience. She bowls leg spin, and we all know what leg spin sometimes does, and I think somebody else on the field has gone down. I think it may be cramps because she's down rolling. Yes, she's down rolling. They're trying to get her together.
Yes, looks very painful there.
Yes, it does.
He's trying to pick up that fielder, but the physio is out very quickly. The physio is earning his pay today, I must tell you, Butsy.
Yes, he's had to do some running.
So 3 overs to go. We can also look at the fact that the projected score is now for the first time
Over 100?
At exactly 100. It means that late acceleration that we saw.
Well, I think with Henry there,
Yeah.
one expects them to get more than 100. If Henry gets out, then it becomes difficult.
So she's back up on her feet, but not totally comfortable, you can see. Kiana Joseph. Cramps, it looks like. The worst set of cramp to get, I think, is when you're swimming after a meal and your legs cramp up, those muscles. Oh boy, I tell you what. You do not want that, Clydie. Muscle bound. So Waysam will take strike. Fletcher now in her final over, 1 for 18 before this. A very juicy full toss. Signaled no ball for height. Losing her grip, Clydie.
Yes, and I think maybe again with the ball getting wet in the outfield. The Jew is there. Maybe she just slipped a little. I think they're asking the ground staff to bring out some maybe sawdust. She just slide in there.
Yes, umpire Mokan as well, signaling to the ground staff to have the sawdust on standby and bring it out. So yeah, sawdust heading out now. Umpire Lyndon Rajkumar getting into the act as well. But I've noticed a few seasons ago at CPL level, the Guyana Amazon Warriors, who use the Providence Stadium as their home venue, they usually practice with moist ball. Just before, sometimes the bowler use it, they dip it into some water.
Well, you have to get yourself accustomed to what is going to happen in a match. So you prepare yourself for what is actually going to happen in a match. As we see the sawdust being put on the field, maybe you'll just leave some there so he doesn't have to run out all the time.
Yeah.
Leave some just at the edge of the circle as well. Yeah, I think you have to practice with what is going to happen. You know you're going to play night cricket. You know what's going to happen. You know the Jew is going to be there. So why not prepare to bowl with a wet ball? Come on, it's wet. It's very slippery.
Yeah.
It gets slidey. The seams get soft. And it's not easy to control.
So the free hit coming up. Wilson will have to take strike.
But I notice you're learning the game actually, John.
I'm learning
when
the game.
You see these things, you do learn, eh?
Oh, that's a booming drive, but it's good turn away from the right-handed batter. That's a wonderful ball to bowl for a free hit.
Oh, yes. I think when you bowl into low order batters, with the leg spinners especially, you tend, once you get it right and you pitch it, most times the low order struggles with leg spin googly bowlers.
There's an appeal for a leg before. Umpire Mokan immediately shakes his head. Have a look there, Clydie.
That was quicker as well, flatter, quicker. Trying to get it to skid on to the new batter, and I think it just might have been hit her outside the off stump.
Yes.
So just outside.
Yes, as she played the shot, you saw middle and leg stump. Sweeping again. This one is down the leg side. Runs again for Jamaica.
Well, they were only going to get one.
So leg by. It clipped that pad on the way. In her final over, Alfie Fletcher, no ball to start with. Now down the leg side. Luckily, she got the pad there. The Windwards still maintaining some amount of control.
This is hit away out into the deep. Going to get an easy single. It wasn't such a good throw, but
chance for a run out of the keepers there. And how is that? Yet again, the Windward Islands fielders are hitting the stumps. There's a chance for a run out at it.
See? They know to shy down blackboards.
Oh, yes. It was a bad throw. And there we saw Waysome leaving her crease, looking for the overthrow. Henry sent her back. And wisely so, because that direct hit made a big difference. So she was back. This time, again, a leg before appeal.
I think what's happening here, Alfie Fletcher is actually getting the ball to skid on. And maybe with the dew and a little bit of wet ball as well, she's getting that ball to skid on. The Jamaican batter's probably looking for the leg spin more than the sliders. And it's just skidding on them a bit.
Final delivery of her final over. This one is full. This time, umpire Mokan says, you're out. Fuller delivery. And that's Fletcher getting her second wicket with her final delivery of her spell. Waysome leg before. It's now 88 for the loss of 6. 2 overs to go.
I think Waysome going far across her wicket. They're looking to sweep behind square. Yes, as you see, she was looking to sweep, went across to middle and off stump, looking to heave that over mid wicket, missed it completely, and the umpire raised that dreaded finger. When you're a batsman, you don't want to see that finger.
Turn your back sometimes, and then you look at the reaction of the players and you say, you know what, I'm not going to look at that umpire, I'm just going to walk.
And
So that's...
sometimes as a batter, you know.
Oh, yes.
That usually you're close. That's very close. So if I get away with it, I'm lucky.
So, 2 overs to go, 88 on the board, 4 wickets in hand. A projected total for you, Clyde?
But I still think with Henry there, they should get to that 100.
Yeah.
They should get to that 100. And I think this over, this forced party over is going to be crucial. I think the Windward Islands would want Henry to get a single and to get down to the other end. And I'm sure Jamaicans would be thinking, we want Henry to face as much deliveries as possible.
Corinne Howell is a new batter, but she's at a non-strikers end. This one is in the air. Keeper comes around. First slip comes around as well. They collide, but
The keeper holds on.
they hold on. And that's the fall of wicket number 7. And the danger batter in Chanel Henry
Has gone.
is gone. The key wicket, the prized scalp, Chanel Henry, she's gone for 12. 88 now for 7.
Again, the pressure of bowling fairly straight. Had she even missed that, she would have been probably out plumb LBW. That was straight. She was looking to heave over mid-wicket, got the top edge, wicket keeper running back. Takes a very easy catch. But in those cases, the other fielder has to realize that it's the keeper catch and stay away. I think the fielder from short third man was going for that as well. They could have easily, clash, and the ball could have bounced out of the keeper's gloves.
So with Corinne Howell at the non-strikers end, the new batter, where that catch was being taken, they crossed. So the new batters at the non-strikers end now in Walcott. That's Jerona Walcott. That's...
I like the new rule that is coming in October. Once you get out, you stay at the non-strikers and you cannot cross.
Yeah, the new batter coming in must face the first
Must
delivery.
face the first ball, I think, unless it's the last ball in the over.
Okay, yes. So Etienne in our third, which will be our final over because this is over number 19 of the innings.
Ooh, that just missed off stump. Howell was backing away, probably looking to hit that true cover.
Yeah.
And just missed it, and just missing the off stump.
Corinne Howell. So this is some responsibility for the 8th wicket to bat the rest of the innings. Good delivery again from Etienne, just holding that outside off stump line, maybe 4th stump, and just over that stump into the keeper's glove. So well bowled.
Well, one hopes that she doesn't try anything, because sometimes when the ball misses your stump, you tell yourself, I've got to bowl straighter now to try and hit this stump. And maybe you're going to stray down the leg side. Just hold that line, bowl 6 deliveries, no run, you're going to be happy. Your side would be happy with you.
Little bit straighter, and this time the batter is going to hold out to extra cover, and she's gone. Kiana Joseph takes a simple catch. That's the end of Corinne Howell. Gone without scoring. It's now 88 for the loss of 8.
Yes, and the Windward Islands continue to bowl well, continue to keep the pressure on. And like we were saying earlier, they have to finish. And they're finishing very well, not giving the Jamaican batters anything at all, the Jamaican low order batters anything at all, not giving them any free hits, not bowling many wides, keeping it fairly tight, fairly straight, making them play. And the catching has improved.
So just 7 legal deliveries to go in this innings. And the Jamaicans At one time, that projected score went to exactly 100. Now it's back to 93. Good work from the Windward Islands. The new batter to take strike is Sandy Ford. Sanford. Tamika Sanford. And she's off the mark. 89 for 8 now. 19 gone. Just 1 to go.
1 over to go. And I'm sure if you were the Windward Islands winning the toss and deciding to field against a Jamaican side that's the only side that has scored over 100 runs in the competition, and you've kept them down to 89 for 8 in the 20th over, you'll be very happy. You would be very happy with what you've done so far.
If you look at that lineup, you'll take that any day. Natasha Mclean, Rashada Williams, Stephanie Taylor, Sheedy Nation, Chanel Henry, Jody and Morgan. That was enough to send panic into any bowling side. But they've held their own, they held their line. So that's the end of Etienne's spell. Just 1 run in her third and final over. 2 for 10.
Very good bowling, excellent bowling, and the experience of Paul Etienne coming to the fore. Experience of the Dominican.
So Walcott will take strike. Girona. Final over. Glasgow with her final over as well. Full toss. And again signaled a no ball for height. They're losing their grip.
Yeah, I think, like we said, the sort of moisture on the ball now must be very slippery, as she's been warned by the umpire that she cannot bowl another one or she'll be taken off. But it's the last over in the day.
Janelia Glasgow.
So they got 2 runs there because they actually got a single as well.
Correct. She's going to go over the wicket. In the air, but it falls short of the field at short third man. And she eventually gets it in her hand.
Well, had she fielded that clean, there would have been another run out.
Because the batter was way out of her crease after playing that shot.
Where would be the easiest place for the batter to hit a boundary right now?
Behind the wicket keeper.
Down to third man.
Down to third, yes, just behind the wicket keeper.
An edge.
Yes.
Any side.
Calculated
Fine.
edge.
Or
She goes in the air and is caught. Soft dismissal again to another Jamaican batter. That's Girona Walcott this time. Caught at that backward point region. Without scoring 91 now for 9, with still 4 deliveries to go.
yeah, and Glasgow's bowled really well though. She opened the bowl and she bowled pretty well, and she's back and keeping things tight and taking wickets. So she's done really well for her side, keeping things very tight.
So she's picked up 3 wickets now, yes, 3 for 21. This is her final over. So the last batter, Vanessa Watts, making her way into the middle.
I've known Vanessa Watts for years playing for Jamaica, and she still bats at number 11. Must be a Courtney Walsh.
Maybe it's a famous Jamaican thing. If you're at number 11, you love your number 11 position. We don't want to discredit anyone in the batting lineup.
Courtney Walsh is the West Indies coach, and he's here.
The head coach, yes. He's just a few doors down from us.
And
she's lost.
And she's bowled.
She's lost her stump. First ball. Excellent bowling from Glasgow. She's picked up 4 wickets now. 4 for 21. And she's just sent down 3.3 overs. So not batting their full 20 overs. Jamaica 91 all out, 19.3 overs. And we would say the Windward Islands, after winning the toss and bowling, will be the happiest side heading into this interval.
Definitely so. I think they bowled pretty well. They bowled fairly straight. Yes, the ball didn't do a lot, and they bowled fairly straight, led by Glasgow, of course, with 4 wickets. keeping the ball up, who opened the bowling and kept the ball up to the batters, bowl straight, not giving them width or room to play a lot of shots. So I think they have done well. They were well supported in the field, especially in the ground fielding department. They dropped a few catches, but I think that in all, the Windwards would be very happy with how things have gone for them.
That's the way to bowl to number 11, full and straight. And that's the end of Vanessa Watts. So just run through the scorecard for you very quickly. Mclean, leg before Glasgow, 9. Rashada Williams caught Joseph Bowl Fletcher, 24. Stephanie Taylor bowled Joseph, 18. Shiri Nation run out, 11. Chanel Henry caught wicketkeeper, 13, off the bowling of Etienne for 12. Jodianne Morgan caught Peters Bowl Glasgow for 3. Nisha Ann Waysam, leg before Fletcher, 1. Corinne Howell caught Joseph off the bowling of Etienne, no score. Jerona Walcott left not out without facing a ball. And Tamika Sanford. In fact, Tamika was left not out. Jerona Walcott gone without scoring. And then the last batter to go is Vanessa Watts, bowled by Glasgow without scoring. 9-1 all out Jamaica, being sent in by the Windward Islands. Janila Glasgow, 3.3 overs, 4 for 21. Excellent bowling. Pearl Etienne supported nicely, 3 overs, 2 for 10. Kiana Joseph, 3 overs, 1 maiden, 1 wicket for 6 runs. Karina Noel, 1 over, 5 runs, no wicket. Akira Peters, 3 overs, none for 17. Alfie Fletcher, 4 overs, 2 for 20. And Tracy Byron, 2 overs, none for 10. So we'll be back in a short while with the Windward Islands needing to get 92 runs from 20 overs. It will be an exciting run chase. Do join us in about 10 minutes when we give you all the action.
Welcome back to the National Stadium at Providence here, where it's been action all galore. Action galore, as we would say. The Jamaicans, a strong side, being dismissed for 91 in 19.3 overs. They lost their last 7 wickets to 24 runs. And certainly the Windwards would have done well in the field. Yes, a few drop chances and so on, but nevertheless, their outfielding was pretty good, and in the end they came back very nicely. 24 for 7 at the back end of the innings. We're about to start the Windwards innings. It's going to be a very uphill task for them, even though it's just 91 runs. First ball is outside the off stump. Quick delivery there from Henry, who has started from the northern end of the ground, and there is no run. Clyde is alongside me. Good evening, Clyde. Certainly a good effort by the Windwards in the field. Now it's time for them to bat well. Can they?
Yeah, I think that they certainly bowled well in the field. When you win the toss and decide to bowl and you keep a team down for 91 runs in 20 overs, I think you've done well. But now you've got to come out and bat and try and score those runs as well. You're playing against a side that has a good bowling attack. They've got Henry, who's a decent fast bowler who has been doing well with ball and bat of late. And they've got two classy spinners in Watts and Taylor. I think those are the three bowlers that they really got to look at. And in 90 is not going to be easy for them to get.
Flashing shot edged away to the left of second slip. Down to third man. She gets off the mark. That's Kiana Joseph. And Homer now comes in to strike, opening the batting.
I think this has been one of Windward's Island problems over the years. Their batting has not been as strong as they used to be when they had people like Nadine George and Cordell Jack, Juliana Nero, and so on. But certainly they need to work on their batting, and one hopes that tonight they can give a good account of themselves.
I'm just going back to that game between Barbados and Guyana, where Barbados were bowled out for 86 and they defended that score to restrict Guyana to 79.
Henry on target in the first over, bowling fairly straight, keeping things fairly tight.
Glasgow 4 for 21, Etienne 2 for 10, and Fletcher 2 for 20. Pick up the bowlers for the Windwards. Stuck to the task well. First over gone, one without loss.
End of a good over, good first over from Etienne, bowling fairly straight, not giving the batters any free runs, not giving them any room to play big shots. So good over, good start by Jamaica with the ball. And as we speak, Watts is going to come into the attack. She's probably one of the tightest regional bowlers there have been over the years. She doesn't give anything away, bowls fairly straight, bowls wicket to wicket, and keep things very tight.
1 for 7 against Trinidad, when they both played their first game two nights ago. Yes, Vanessa Watts, very tight bowl indeed. She'll be bowling from the Place Pavilion end. Joseph is one who will be on strike, and that first over was very tight indeed. 92 runs will be difficult against a rampant Jamaica side that has a point to prove that they can defend 91 runs, just as Barbados defended their 86 against Guyana. Why not? Cricket, lovely cricket. It's T20 cricket. Let's watch Watts. Nice flick shot, but straight to backward short leg. Jordan Morgan out there. Slip backward point. There's a cover on the boundary. Extra cover short. There's mid off, mid on, mid wicket. Straight mid wicket. There's a beautiful delivery. One that pitched, turned across her. She pushed the bat at it. Taken by the keeper. Mid wicket on the boundary and short backward square. You think Kiana Joseph has been sent out there to be the big hitter and get some quick runs for the Windwards?
Well, it's not necessary. If that's what she's sent for, I think what they need is a good start. When you're chasing 90, you need a good start. Yes, you need a positive start, but you need to have a good start so that you can build from that. And this is what's his strength. She tends to bowl straight, bowls tight. The bowls are very tight line. Maybe doesn't turn the ball as big as some other off spinners, but she's very tight and fairly straight.
A maiden. Beautiful over by Vanessa Watts. She's kept it really tight after two. One without loss. A struggle for the Windwards right from the start. In the Jamaica's innings, 11 extras, 6 wides, 3 no balls, 1 by, 1 leg by. Let me just go through the card quickly for you. Mclean made 9, Taylor 18, Nation 10, Williams 25, top score. Morgan 3, Waysome 3, Henry 12, and then 3 ducks for Howell, Walcott and Watts. That's Walcott down at long leg. Fine leg, in fact. They get a single. Getting inside her stumps and helping the ball. Down to fine leg for 1. Henry bowling quick, Clyde.
She's bowling with good pace. I wouldn't say quick, but good pace, keeping it tight. I think the important thing is she's bowling fairly straight. I think Windward Islands here probably just has to start looking for those singles, looking for those twos. You need to have a decent start. You need your 4-6 over to score about 30, 35 runs or thereabout without losing more than 1 wicket. That's wide down the leg side, wide being signaled now by the umpire.
This is an area that Jamaica will work on very seriously in terms of extras, giving away extras. You can see how disgusted Henry was there when she bowled that one down the leg side. You don't want to give away runs like that at all. Not a lovely testing delivery, just outside the off stump. Jamaica on the attack have started very well. 3 without loss in the 3rd over. Very mean, 2 mean bowlers on. That's edged away again to the left of slip, wide. Down to 3rd man for 1.
Well, bowled again, full and straight. A little inside edge there might have saved her, as that one was certainly going to cannon into middle and off stump. I'm just looking to play across the line a little instead of looking to play straight. This is good stuff from Henry. Yes, she's bowled a wide in the over, but she's bowled fairly straight, not giving anything away. The ball hasn't done a lot.
I thought she was very fortunate to get bat onto that ball the previous delivery, but 3 overs gone, 4 without loss. The Windwards have started here in terms of struggling to get some runs for this side.
Well, they've been very cautious. I don't think we've seen them try any big shots or anything, or even like look to work the ball around. It's more or less a survival, as I think the batsman now has got some little problems, whether she's cramping up again, as we saw earlier, but certainly she's got some problems out in the middle. As the physio actually has run onto the field again.
Mario Christopher having to do a bit of work with these girls tonight. It's all a part of the game. And he's got his job cut out for him. That's why he's a physio. He's good at his job. He's got to keep these girls out there and going well. But 4 without loss after 3 tells a story of the struggle to get the ball away. It's been very good bowling by Henry and Watts. The way the innings have started is going to be very, very tough for Windwards to get these runs. Looking to play that through mid-wicket, not timing the ball well. They haven't timed the ball well as yet, thus far. Wide down the leg side.
Watts has now decided to go around the wicket after that wide. Oh, and that's a beauty. She's been bowled off stump. That was pitched just around off stump. It straightened nicely, and she was out bowled off stump. Well bowled. Watts coming around the wicket for the first time. Pitched just on or about off stump. It straightened nicely, and she played down the wrong line and has been bowled off stump. So Windward Islands losing their first wicket, and they're certainly in some trouble because they have not gotten off to a good start. They haven't scored a lot of runs. They're now just 5 runs off 3.2 overs. That's not a good start.
Spot on, Vanessa Watts. Beautiful delivery, pitched. And she came forward, groping to play a stroke. Miscompleted the ball, turned across her into the off stump. That was the end of Kiana Joseph. 5 for 1. And the captain herself coming out to do battle now. Alfie Fletcher. How good a batter is Alfie Fletcher?
Well, she's not a bad batter, but I wouldn't say that she's a number 3. Not at all. I don't think she is a number 3. But maybe with this type of batting that the Windward Islands has, maybe she has decided, look, I've got a lead from the front, and I'm going to go out there and try and do as much as I can. But certainly, I think to see Alfie Fletcher batting at number 3, that tells a story.
Dropped at slip. Reflex action, put the left hand out quickly, but couldn't hold on. That's where Shadow Williams, the vice captain there, collided at slip.
Well, that should have been held. That was really a straightforward catch because it was a ball pitched outside the off stump. She was looking to drive through the covers, got the edge, and it went waist high. Probably just to the left a little, but that should have been taken.
One chance gone a begging already in their innings now. She got off the mark there. Fletcher, 1. Homer, 1. Bowled, is it? Yes. She pushed that one through quickly, Clyde, and it turned and cramped her for room and had no answer to that. And it cut her into, and it also ensured that the stumps were disturbed. That was a beautiful delivery. She's gone. It's now 6 for 2. A disastrous start for the Windwards here.
As I've said before, that's what Watt does. Bowl wicket to wicket. She's not a big turner of the ball. That was just pitching, maybe just a tinge outside the off stump. It just turned a little, and it was able to knock off some. I think the thing is, though, that it kept a little low as well, and it was a quicker delivery. I think that's what beat the batter. Instead of looking to come forward a little quicker, she was on her back foot, playing with bat away from pad, and was bowled off stump. And the Windward Islands certainly in a lot of trouble here in the first in the power play. 3.5 overs, you have lost 2 wickets for 6 runs. That's a lot of pressure.
One will remember that they struggled to get to 57. They lost 6 wickets against the Leewards. And that in itself says that they're batting, and that's why Fletcher had to come at 3. I think she came at 3 in that first game as well. The batting talent, not as good as some of the other sides, but you're playing cricket at the regional level, you've got to fight anyhow. Edward, the new batter. And the stumps.
I think the stumps would have saved 4 runs there.
Certainly saved 4.
Toss hit straight back past the bowler and crashed into the middle stumps. I don't think mid-off and mid-on would have gotten to that. They were converging from left to right. But certainly, good looking shot. But the stumps saved 4 runs. Hit 2 straight.
4 overs gone, 6 for 2.
Jamaica on top. Jamaica certainly bowling well. They didn't get, I'm sure they didn't get the sort of runs they thought they could have gotten in this innings, but they have come out and they're defending it well. They're bowling pretty well. I think it's Stephanie Taylor that's now going to take up the attack, and it's obvious that Jamaica is not taking any chances in this game. They're making sure that their bowlers and their right bowl early to put pressure on the Windward Islands. And I think that's why Watts actually opened the bowling as well. That's a short, wide outside the off stump, cracked away out on the offside, but there is a sweeper, so there's only a single.
So Malika Edward will face up. She's a left-hander.
This is down the leg side from Taylor, wide down the leg side. Keeper doesn't take it cleanly. Trickles behind her and they're able to get a run. So that's 2 wides.
Yes, over the wicket to the right-hander is Stephanie Taylor, and round the wicket to the left-hander. She's got a number of wickets at international level as well. Very good bowler, Stephanie Taylor. Good all-round cricketer.
This is down the leg side again. This is going to run away into the boundary for 4. We'll have to wait and see. And it's 4 runs. Tickled nicely down the leg side by Alfie Fletcher. And it's sped away down to the fine leg boundary for 4.
That was nicely done by Alfie Fletcher, captain to captain. She got on top of Taylor with that delivery there. She won the battle. Just adjusting her field. She'll move the short third man over to short fine leg. That's Corinne Howell.
Wide outside the off, some wide signal by the umpire. That was very wide actually. And Taylor just seems to be struggling with her control at the moment. Better delivery. Pushed out onto the offside, gets an easy single. And the captain will have to play a captain's knock. I think if Windwards is going to win, Windward Island is going to win this game, she needs to bat there and probably bat right through the innings.
She'll have to play a very stubborn innings to stay there for a long time. 15 for 2 in the 5th over. Well,
there's an appeal for a caught behind. She's actually walking, so that means she's out caught behind. Delivery out short outside the off stump. She wafted at it outside the off stump, got the edge, and she goes.
so another wicket going, 15 for 3. And Jamaica are all over the Windward Islands here. Jafina Joseph is a new batter for the Windwards. Edward made a duck. So it's 15 for 3, 5 overs gone.
It's an uphill task right now for the Windward Islands. They've lost 3 very important wickets quite early in this run chase. So this has set them back a whole lot. Alfie Fletcher, the captain, is there. She got to play captain's knock. She got to bat right through to the end if they're going to get anywhere close to the victory target. Watts continues. Final over of the power play. To lose 3 wickets in the power play is not encouraging at all, especially in a run chase.
And the Windward's batting has been suspect, you know, down through the years. They haven't been exceptional. in the batting department. They fight very hard in terms of their bowling and fielding. And I guess the Leewards as well, same thing, but you would get the impression that the Windwards a bit stronger than the Leewards, of course. They beat them 2 days ago.
But they struggled to get to that 55-run target against the Leeward Islands. This one is banged away. Runs for the Windward Islands. It goes close to the boundary, but will not get to the ropes. So 2 more runs to Fletcher. She's now into double figures. 11 Fletcher.
She's the thing with Fletcher is that she can bat.
She's on 9 actually, yeah.
But can she bat for a long period to help her team out of trouble? That's a beauty from Watts. Beats her all ends up. Pushing, searching, quicker, taken by the keeper.
Good running between the wickets. And that's the end of the power play. So power play completed. It's now
19 for 3.
19 for 3. 18 in fact. 18 the score now coming back on. 18. So target of 92.
But John, you couldn't ask a better power play there. Jamaica couldn't ask a better power play.
Not at all.
There at all.
So,
and one must remember that Alfie Fletcher got a life when she edged that ball to slip and wasn't taken off the first ball that she faced. So if she can stay there and bat for a long period, yes, it's 20 overs, but it's still a long way off. You've got 14 overs left. I'm not saying she's going to bat for 14 overs, but please, for your sake and for the Windward's sake, bat for another maybe 8, 9 overs. See how far you can get your team.
So Henry is back. Taylor picked up a wicket in the last over from the northern end, and she took herself out of the attack. So here is Henry back now for her 3rd over. So Stephanie Taylor, the captain of the Jamaica side, ringing the changes. You've seen the fall of Kiana Joseph 2, Kimon Homer 1, and according to the scoreboard, Malika Edwards 5. And it's coming up as stumped wicketkeeper of the bowling of Taylor.
Stumped, yes. I thought as much. I thought as much based on the body language of the fielders when she went. She was a bit too casual out of her ground, and the keeper did good work there.
Yeah. So I was looking at the umpire, in fact, Imran Mokan, when the question was asked, and perhaps he nodded his head to give the decision rather than raising the index finger.
But from the look of it, and I could be wrong, I thought the ball would have come off the keeper's body onto disturb the stumps, and that was it.
And also I felt that everyone, including the batter, realized that after the stump was broken, that she was out of her crease. There was no need to ask the umpire. So the umpire nodded his head, like I said, and not giving the index finger. Might have said out as well. We're not very close. We cannot hear if he did. But the spectators will be looking for that finger. Miss Field from Nation, Chile Nation. So the required run rate now is 5.33, getting close to 6. They're scoring just over 3 runs and over. 72 runs needed from 81 deliveries.
Look, I've got to be honest with you, John. I thought, and I want to believe from what I'm seeing of Fletcher, she's played some nice shots so far. For the 1s and 2s, nice use of the wrist. Good cricket shots she's played so far. She's competent, but can she stay long?
And then she needs partner as well at the other end. So there we see Jamaica 9-1 all out and 21 for 3 now with the Windward Islands.
and they lost 7 for 24. They lost 7 wickets.
Yeah, it's a nice shot to end the over. So 7 overs completed in the run chase. Set a target of 92 to win from 20. After 7, the Windward Islands 21 for 3.
I think the Windwards is not a bad side at all in terms of women's cricket in the Caribbean, but they really need to work hard on their batting department. You're going to get a lot of new players coming in to all the teams. No one is going to stay for a very long time. Some names were mentioned of yesteryear, those who give the Windwards the impetus in the batting department. They were there for years with the experience. But you've got to keep producing players. And you've got to produce players who can excel in the various departments of the game. So you do not want a side to just be a strong bowling side and they can feel well. But what about the batting department? So you look at these ladies. Ladies cricket can get the booster shot that it needs once a lot of effort is put into ladies cricket worldwide. I think they'll have a lot more viewers, more supporters, maybe even more female sponsors. Women in business sponsoring ladies cricket.
So the most successful bowler in the first match for Jamaica against Trinidad and Tobago, Nisha Ann Waysam, picks up the attack. So first delivery, 2 runs. How impressive was she on the opening night?
Yeah, I thought she was good, but I also thought that the Trinidad girls, a couple of them give their wickets away, no doubt. Injudicious shots. I don't know. They seem to have been in a hurry.
Well, as the game certainly ended in a hurry, a very high full toss and no ball signaled. They're gone for 1, coming back for the second. There's a chance for a runner to the non-strikers in. Umpire Mokan says you're out. Comedy of error there, Mr. Matthew Kisoon. Full toss, signaled no ball for height. They went for the first run. The ball was played down to deep mid-wicket, and the throw came into the non-strikers end, and they were coming back for the second, a suicidal second. The captain wanted to be on strike for that free hit, and she called the batter through, Jofina Joseph. And you can see on the replay, well short of our ground. Excellent camera work as well. Good umpiring, good feeling after comedy of errors.
Not the most sensible piece of cricket at all. It's already a no ball. You have a free hit. To my mind, yes, Fletcher, probably, of course, the most experienced cricketer in the side, wants to take that free hit. But the truth be told, coming back for a second run was always going to be tough against the arm of, is it Henry? I think it was Henry, yes. Was a very good cricketer. And when you take chances to quality players like Henry and even Nation and some of the other, Stephanie Taylor, it's always a big chance you're taking. But really, that wicket should not have gone down. But they've lost it, 25 for 4.
And there's the free hit taken by Fletcher. Down to mid-wicket to get close to the boundary. Henry's after it and will pull it up. So just 2 more runs.
Another nice shot from Fletcher. She took the free hit, played it well. She's 17 from 16. Not bad.
Better than a runner ball, but needs that support at the other end. Needs someone to be her partner, a better partnership. Take it very deep. Leg by. It's all adding up. So Nisha and Waysam. So Mommy Fletcher, she recently had a baby.
Yeah.
Yes, her baby. I did inquire about that baby, and I was told that the baby is back at home. So Mommy Fletcher, Captain Fletcher, top class leg spinner, and now she here with a bat in her hand, with lots of responsibilities. Akira Peters, in the meantime, has joined her with lots of work to do. 64 to get from 75 deliveries.
But that's the thing about life. Life keeps rolling on. You've got to make decisions, choices with your life. I think ladies cricket is very challenging because a lot of these ladies also have families, you know, and women are more homemakers, home builders. When you have them playing cricket, it's men's cricket attract a lot of attention worldwide. There'll be a lot of money in the sports. Dropping one bounce to mid-off. That's Natasha Mclean. A drive from Fletcher. Not quite in control, but the ball bounced in front of McLean at mid-off.
We've seen women's Big Bash. We've seen women's IPL.
Right.
Recently, we've seen
Three teams you
Three
had,
teams.
right? And it's evolving, and that's it. And once you get a lot of money and, you know, the sponsorship and even women in business around the world sponsoring cricket, ladies cricket, wow, I think is going to take off tremendously worldwide. The over comes to an end. It's what, 35 for?
So 9 overs gone.
4.
Yes, 34 for the loss of 4. So it's really a situation now where the Windwards will have all to play for. 1 over to head to that break, that mid-innings break. They'll want to really reassess their position. But the message at that halfway stage should be just to have Peters and Fletcher carry it very deep. Perhaps once they can get to 15 overs without any further loss, put on the accelerator. Jamaica, on the other hand, will want to see the back of especially Fletcher, the captain. She's on 20, well set. She's making the difference between the Windward Islands getting close to this total and being blown away easily.
And she's looked the part as Howell comes into the attack. That's well tossed up just outside the off stump. Yes, but I would love to see cricket take off, female cricket take off a lot, especially in the Caribbean region as well. The ladies in the Caribbean region need to play a lot of cricket.
The Caribbean Premier League, CPL, have mentioned that 3 franchise teams will be playing CPL for the first time. You know, we had 2 teams a few years ago, a few seasons ago. But this time we'll have 3 franchise teams, one based in Barbados, one in Guyana, and the other one in Trinidad and Tobago. So 3 franchise teams for the first time. So that's going to be a welcome debut in CPL. CPL turns 10 this year.
Very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. Very commendable. Positive signs that ladies cricket will get better and better and will grow very fast.
So Howell just rolling her arms over, very slow, and asking the batters to work hard for that pace.
1 for 16 against Trinidad. Howell, not a bad bowler. Pushes it through. Doesn't get much turn. Looks for the little bounce. Looking to swing into the Demerara River.
It's very difficult sometimes to pick up the pace of those deliveries. And as a batter, you want to go hard. You lose your shape. And if you're not careful, you can lose your wicket. So there's Peters trying to hit it too hard, but there's a fielder right back on the boundary at mid-wicket. There's a deep backward square and a long on, so she must be very careful.
It's a good shot over mid-wicket. 2 fielders converge and it goes for 4. A little bit of footwork by Natasha Mclean. Didn't do good service for Jamaica on that occasion. She picks up a boundary, but that was a nice shot hit over the mid-wicket fielder who stuck her hand up in the air, but not a chance by any means, and picked up a very valuable boundary for the Windwards.
Heading towards the break, that'll be very important indeed. But there was also almost a collision between Nation and McLean. In the end, there's a misfield and the boundary, but no collision, which is important. It's a low full toss, and that will be the end of 10 overs. So the run chase, stuttering a little bit. 38 for 4 after 10 overs, set a target of 92 from 20. We'll take a break as the players refresh themselves. The ground staff will also be busy, and we'll be back in a few minutes to conclude this exciting match between Jamaica and the Windward Islands here at Providence in Guyana. 54 runs to get from 60 deliveries as we head towards the back end of this enthralling encounter. Jamaica against the Windward Islands. It's going to be Taylor to continue. Fletcher, well set on 20. Looking to bang that away. So the back end of the game now, Clyde Butts, it's all set up nicely for an exciting finish.
It certainly is, and I think a lot would depend on Alfie Fletcher, the captain of the Windwards team.
Alfie Fletcher. So you just mentioned all the burden on her shoulder, and there she is driving up in the air to cover, and she's gone. Lost the wicket right after the break, a crucial break, and now the big fish is caught. Stephanie Taylor getting her opposite number out. Fletcher caught at cover for 20, 38 now for 5. Big wicket.
That's a big wicket. I think Jamaica now would be thinking, well, we've got this in the bag. I was a delivery that was pitched up outside the off stump. She was looking to hit it, maybe on the ground, but it went in the air and to extra cover. I think that was a very good catch because it was traveling as well and it went high. It was a very good catch. So Windwards are in deeper trouble.
And how often have we seen this after a break, a wicket going down?
Yeah, sometimes it's just that little lapse, or maybe even the discussion that would have taken place, thinking, well, either we need to step it up or we just need to hold things a little. Sometimes these things do happen. But certainly it's a lot of pressure on Windwards at the moment.
38 for 5 in over number 11.
Some one of these Windward Islands batsmen would have to play an innings of their life.
13, the new batter. Maybe the wicket keeper, but she was struggling with her back a little bit.
Yes, Etienne could bat a little as well. She tends to hit the ball, so we'll just have to wait and see.
But it's good bowling from Stephanie Taylor and the Jamaica side.
I think this has been one of Stephanie's best bowling performances. I don't think she's bowled as good as we know she's capable of. She's bowled quite a few wides, bowled up delivery down the leg side as well. She's normally much better bowler than this, but she's gotten 2 wickets. That's the thing. Sometimes you bowl good spells and you don't get wickets, and then you bowl a bad spell and things happen for you.
So the first run in her third over was just conceded. So 3 dot balls, a wicket, and now a single in Taylor's third over. 2 for 13. Got the wicket of Fletcher, and before that, Malaika Edward, the left-handed batter, the only left-hander we've seen. And now we've seen another in Peters earlier. I thought in a little 5-ball innings, Malaika Edward, the left-hander, she looked good. She was playing very straight, but missed one and the ball came off the keeper's glove and into the stump, and she was short of her ground. 11 overs gone, 39 for the loss of 5. Just a single in that Taylor's over.
Yeah, good over from Taylor. A single, and I think she bowled a wide as well. No, she didn't bowl a wide. She got a wicket. So she has done well. She's kept things fairly tight. And just when the Windward Islands looked like if they were, going to build a little partnership, because I think both girls were playing well, Peters and Alfie Fletcher, and they were building a nice little partnership on just that break, and they've lost that wicket, and that's made Jamaica now certainly thinking with the tails up that they've got this match sewn up.
And we've seen another dismal batting performance so far from the Windward Islands. They stuttered in that run chase of 54 recently against the Leeward Islands in the opening round. And now 39 for 5 after 11 overs, chasing 91 all out made by Jamaica.
But I'm sure we're all a little disappointed in the batting of the tournament so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Apart from Henry and to a lesser extent Haley Matthews, I don't think we have seen a lot of good batting.
That one is hit powerfully back of the track. Lots of meat into that one, lots of bottom hand. Yes, and even chasing a low target of 86 recently, Guyana side well set did not carry through.
Just swung away out to the backward square or just forward the square, and they're going to get an easy single. Yes, I don't think the batting has been that good when you look at the pitch that we have played on over the past couple of days. I don't think the pitch has done anything exceptional. I think it's just a lack of proper batsmanship that has kept the score down, and the scores has not been able to make good score. We did see Henry play a very good innings earlier on, but in the first run, but failed to score again today. Wide down the leg side. No runs, and certainly a lot of wide seems to be bowled in this innings as well.
So far, yeah. Lots of extras. And the grip as well. We mentioned the grip with the dew factor. So not getting it right. The radar not coming out. And
you know the one thing you haven't seen, and we talk about the dew a lot.
That's
we haven't seen a lot of rags out in the middle.
Oh yeah. So true. There's Rashada Williams, who was at slip, who collected that ball. She has a rag. Other than that, we haven't seen the rag. So extras contributing 10 runs. So with that, so 10 runs on the scoreboard from extras. Fletcher 20. So 20 and those 10, 30 runs. So not a lot to shout for, to shout about to the rest of the batting. Down the track, in the air, and there is Stephanie Taylor coming around, takes it comfortably, and that's the fall of another wicket, the 6th wicket going down, and that's looks like 13, and she's gone for 2. It's now 42 for the loss of 5.
Again, a very simple
for 6, in fact. Yes,
a very simple distance. So ball just pitched up outside the off. So I'm probably looking to heave it over mid-on. Got the outer half of the bat and just spoon out to short extra cover for an easy catch. And Jamaica just keeping the pressure on. Windwards not really batting to put a lot of pressure on the Jamaican bowling attack. So the batting always continues.
Correct. They struggled in their first game. Now the struggle continues for the Windward Islands. Glasgow has now joined Peters. The batters did cross while a catch was being taken. So Peters will be on strike. That's the end of a successful over from Corina Howell. The end of 12 overs, 42 for the loss of 6.
Yes, and with Jamaica probably going to win this, Barbados has won their 2 games. It certainly is going to be like a finals between Jamaica and Barbados come Saturday.
No, we'll actually have to wait until Monday for that
Monday,
clash.
Yeah, Monday.
Monday the 13th.
Well, that would be good, even better for them, because that would be a good game for them.
Yeah, that will be the first game in round number 4. That game will begin at 10 a.m. Well, scheduled for a 10 a.m. start in Guyana and Eastern Caribbean, 9 a.m. in Jamaica, Monday the 13th. So the action will continue on Saturday. Barbados will take on the Windward Islands in the opening encounter. Jamaica against home team Guyana. And then the Leeward Islands and Trinidad and Tobago play under the lights on Saturday.
That would be for both teams. Well, Trinidad and Tobago has got 2 points today, so
oh, yeah.
they're off the mark. Guyana has gotten 2 points today as well. So it's only Leewards, really, who hasn't any points on the board. So that would be a good clash for those two teams as well.
Well, behold, Jodianne Morgan into the attack. And she's taking all the pace off of that delivery. Asking the batter to work hard.
What would you advise in a case like this as a batting side?
It is appeal going up and given. So there is another one falling, another batter going down. And we can have a look at this one. It was Jodianne Morgan coming in. Bowls. She's bowling over the wicket to the left-handed batter. And there it is. How was that, umpire Clyde Butts?
Well, it's hard to tell when you're behind. But it did seem to me like if it was pitching just outside leg stump, maybe. You know, but the umpire is in a better position than us, and he decided that was pitching on in line and was going on to maybe hit the leg stump or middle stump, and he has decided to give that one out. But certainly it looked like if it was just outside leg stump, just outside leg stump. So another wicket goes down, and I was going to ask what you think the Windward Islands batters should do from here. Should they still try to just grope for runs, or should somebody decide, look, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind and try and go after the bowling?
At this stage, 3 wickets in hand, well, you mentioned it earlier, I think they should have gone for the runs, and if they started to get into further trouble, then shut up shop, knowing that...
Well, shut up shop. You can't shut up shop. You've got to win the game.
Right, bat out, in other words.
Well, I don't know. I think you need to get as close as you possibly can.
Correct, because the net run rate can come into play a bit later on in the tournament.
So I think probably we and as I say, she's going for this one and hitting it out, Paul Etienne hitting it out too long off. I think that's how she plays. They're going for the second run. Yes, she's going to be safe. Wasn't a good throw. Had that been a good throw, I think there would have been a run out.
Yeah.
It would have been a throw. I think Paul Etienne, that's how she plays. She will try and score as much as she possibly can. She's not going to hang around.
Umpire Lyndon Rajkumar is officiated in 5 men's first-class matches, 9 list A games, and this is his 3rd women's tournament, regional women's tournament.
Looking to sweep, doesn't get hold of it, wide outside the leg stump, wide signal by the umpire. And I think Jamaica haven't had that good first game where they beat Trinidad and Tobago by some 60 runs or thereabouts. They'll be thinking, well, we've got a good start, we've got a good net run rate with rain about. They would want to win this game by a good margin as well.
In the air, but over the head of the leaping field at backward point, Henry, and she's the tallest perhaps on the field. And they'll come back for 2. But Etienne is going after it. Maybe she has the plan that you were speaking about to really go hard.
Yeah, I think that's the right plan as well. And Henry probably maybe the best fielder on the field inside, the tallest and the best fielder, couldn't get to that one as well. So good thinking here, I think, by Etienne to look to be positive. Maybe ask the other batter to try and get the single. Let me have the strike. You try and battle the overs, and I'll go after the bowling.
So that's the equation for the last 7 overs. 45 runs to get from 42 deliveries. But the important part of that equation, 3 wickets in hand. So yet to get to the first 50, yet to get to 50. Lots of work for the Windward Islands. Corina Howell will continue. Cut in between the umpire and the stumps. And go in. Wrong the wicket. And a wide signal by umpire Mokan. So extras really contributing healthily that might be a bother for Jamaica going deep into this tournament.
Yes, I think they have to tighten up on those extras. They're guilty in this game of bowling much too many wides.
"13 extras on the scoreboard. So, in a total of 48. It means 35 runs off the bat. So, not a dismal performance from the Windwards. Inside edge, just a single. Haven't been able to get the boundaries, and that has been a big part of the run chase so far.
Hasn't been a lot of boundaries in this game, actually.
Alfie Fletcher had one boundary, and Peters once, just 2 boundaries in this innings from the Windward Islands. When Jamaica were batting, Mclean had 2 boundaries, Taylor 3. So not a lot of boundaries at all.
No, not a lot of boundaries in this game. I think the batting has genuinely struggled. Mind you, I think the bowling has been fairly good as well.
Yeah.
You have to give credit where credit is due. I think especially the Windward Islands, I thought they bowled very well and bowled fairly straight, because Jamaica has a decent batting lineup.
Jamaica, the only side to get past 100 so far in both rounds, the opening round and 2 days ago and now today. Very full delivery.
They got to 90 out today, so they've got the 2 highest scores in the competition so far.
So the competition, like I said, will continue on Saturday with 3 more matches, round 3. Barbados against this very Windward Island side, Jamaica against Guyana, and the Leeward Islands against Trinidad and Tobago. In that order. Another inside edge. So Etienne looking to get on with things. And that will be the 50. 50 coming up for the Windward Islands in over number 14. 50 for 7.
Still a long way to go. It's still a long way to go. Oh, you've got what, 6 overs after this? And you've got to try and pick up that scoring rate.
42 to get from 37 deliveries. That's a good end to the over. So that's 3 completed from Howell. 1 for 9 her figures so far. And 50 for a loss of 7 with 6 overs to go.
And I guess Howell would have been one of the bowlers that you would have targeted. Before this game started, you would be telling yourself, well, Howell is one of the weak links, and we'll have to go after her a little. But she has come on and she's bowled well and kept things fairly tight, and she's gotten a wicket as well.
Kiana Joseph, ball Watts 2. Kimon Homer, ball Watts 1. Alfie Fletcher caught Mclean, ball Taylor 22. Malaika Edwards stumped of the bowling of Taylor, no score. Jafina Joseph run out for 3. Glendine 13, caught Taylor, ball Howell 1. Janelia Glasgow, leg before Morgan, no score. This one is swept away powerfully, and that will be a boundary. Well played. Got to the pitch very early and swept all along the ground. 4 to Etienne.
That was a bad delivery again, full toss down the leg side, and she was able to put that away. Just really need to get a bat on it, but she hit it very well behind square and got 4 runs. So Etienne is keeping things fairly open for the Windward Islands. They must be thinking, oh well, if Etienne can just hit a few more boundaries in the next couple of overs, they've got a chance. I think once Etienne is out there, she's going to score.
Her back is against the wall. Her team has nothing to lose at this point in time. They really need to continue with their positive mindset. 7 wickets down. So that will be the concern, that should they lose another one, it will be 10 and 11 to come. There's an appeal and given. Umpire took his time, Lyndon Rajkumar, and then he realized that it is hitting adjacent. Another wicket going down. This time Etienne, who was just praising a whole lot to carry this very deep. She's gone leg before to Jodianne Morgan. It's now 54 for 8 in the 15th over.
I look very close from behind. because she was coming onto the front foot, didn't try to get out too far. Ball probably just hit and skid on to her. She was wrapped on the pad, and the umpire judged her to be LBW. That's a good wicket again, because Etienne was just beginning to score and looking a little dangerous. But Jamaica keep plugging away, and they've got their results. 54 for 8, 14.2 overs. Jamaica, very happy team at this time.
Those wickets hurting the Windward Islands. They never really got a partnership going. Wickets going down with a score on 5, 6, 15, 25, 38, 42, 42, 54. So no partnership to talk about. And that has really worked against the Windward Islands. But Jamaica, we'll say they're thankful. They very much work with their plan not to allow a partnership to develop and to really take this game close, because to defend 91, they really needed to get wickets early, and they did that. So the new batter is Noel. Noel, also left-handed. So the left-handers coming now, as we can see.
Wide outside the leg stump.
Yeah, that's now the 14th.
Probably had she gotten a little bat onto that, I would have sped away down to a fine leg position for 4. Missed it. Went through to the wicketkeeper.
Karina Noel. Just Tracy Byron in the hut to follow. Calculated edge, but the fielder is back at short third man. So she's not going to get off the mark. Barbados, 2 games, 2 wins. Will come up in the next round, against the Windward Islands, who will be crashing to a defeat in this one. That will be the start of the next.
Sure about that?
Yes, sir. Well, we get off the mark. So that will be the start of round number 3. Windward Islands will look to bounce back to their winning ways. Barbados want to extend their winning ways.
Well, I think I said before the tournament started, Barbados is going to be hard to beat.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that Deandra Dutton wasn't coming. But with Deandra Dutton out, I still think they will be hard to beat. And although you can see that Jamaica may have a chance of beating them. I think Jamaica has to pick up with their bowling, because they batted pretty well in the first game. I don't think they batted well in this game. And Barbados has a very good bowling attack. I think if Barbados get into them early, they can certainly do some damage.
Jamaica will take on Guyana in their next game. That's on Saturday, 2:30 p.m. start.
I think that may be a good game.
Yes. Guyana wanted to play today. They really wanted to take on Trinidad and Tobago. It was not to be. This one is once again banged away towards cover. And Karina Noel will get another run. And that's the end of 15 overs. So overthrows, not quite the end. So more runs for the Windward Islands. So 1 down to cover. And now the overthrow. So 2 more. And the score now after 15 overs, 58 for the loss of 8, 34 to get from 30 balls, but just 2 wickets in hand.
Yeah, and I think those wickets tell the story, because if Jamaica get those 2 wickets quickly, would surely want to make that happen, because they want at the end of this game to win maybe by 20, 30 runs or thereabout, keep their net run rate nice and high, and to put pressure, to keep putting pressure on Barbados, not allowing Barbadian team to get away too far from them. And like we say, with the weather maybe going to play a part in this tournament, you have to look to beat every team, or every team that you has down. You have to make sure you keep them down. Good evening to you, Pastor Matthew Kisun. And how are you this evening?
Hi, Clyde. I'm all right. Good evening to you. Good evening to viewers all over the Caribbean and the world at large. Hello to everyone. It's cricket, lovely cricket. Is the Cricket West Indies CG T20 Blast in Guyana. Tournament played here this year. We had COVID 2 years, so the last time it was played here, it was in 2019. Barbados title holders for both T20 and 50 over. 59 for 8 now. Stephanie Taylor switched herself to the Players Pavilion end, the southern end. That's nicely played by Akira Peters. Down behind point. That's opening the face nicely. Guiding the ball away to point for one. The best partnership would have been for the 5th wicket, where they added 13 and then 12. So, as John was saying earlier, no partnerships at all. And that has been to the downfall of the Windwards batting department here. Another extra. 61 for 8.
Oh, that was a delivery that was pitched up. She was swinging hard at it, got the top edge, spooned out into a short extra cover position. The captain ran all the way down there, had a dive at the end, but just could not get a hand to that. So, just putting it in the right position, they were able to get a single.
Yes, kind of ball in the air, falling into no man's land. Look, look at the effort from Stephanie Taylor. Running fall, she was worth to try to pull off a miraculous catch. It wasn't to be.
That's a quick single, ball pushed out into the offside, to the right, to the left of Vanessa Watt. She came across, but just couldn't get the ball into Stephanie Taylor any quicker, so they got a single. Certainly, that was a very risky single.
Yes, Peters getting home. She's 10 from 20. Noel is 4 from 4. Run a ball. Bowling round the wicket now. Always a good thing to do when the ball is driven back hard, to use the bowler. You turn around quickly to see if the non-strike is out of their ground. That beats the keeper. It's coming down towards the boundary, below the media center. To the north of the ground, they've come back for two byes. Missed the bat, missed the keeper, and they picked up 2 valuable runs for the Windwards.
And a few runs still coming, a few extras still coming. And in between they're getting those singles, 1 or 2 singles with 65 for 8, 4 overs to go. You know, Windward Islands would be thinking they've still got a chance. 3 overs to go, I think. No, 4 overs. So they're thinking they still have a chance to go in this game.
27 needed, if I'm correct, if my maths is correct. Yes, 27 needed from 18, is it? 24.
Right. 24 deliveries. So
right, 16 overs gone, 65 for 8.
You still got a chance. These two can just bat out the overs. Certainly this game would be very close at the end.
Morgan continues. She didn't get that ball, the timing. She got a full toss, but she didn't time it well. I was looking to pull it over the mid-on area. Spooned up over the head of the bowler. Picked up a single. Noel comes in to strike. After this delivery, I'll tell you about the bowling. Watts has bowled 3 overs, 2 for 5. Waysome just 1 over for 9 runs, so she didn't come well tonight. They took her off after the first over, driven down to mid-off looking for a run. That's not on. Henry, 3 overs for 8. Howell, 3 overs, 1 for 10. Morgan in her 3rd over has picked up 2 wickets. And Taylor completed her spell, 2 for 21, according to the scoreboard.
I think it's important that Watts comes back with a very tight over. Watts and Henry, I think they are the key in this game. They both have 1 overs each. And we know that both of those bowlers can bowl very tight. I think that is the key in this game now.
Little bit of misfeeling. The return comes in, and
oh, she's been given out. She's been given out, run out. So obviously she didn't get in. I thought she should have dived in. She ran with her bat a little bit high in the air. I don't think she downed her bat. She grounded her bat and dived in. I think she might have made it, but she didn't. So that's a bad wicket to lose at this time. And certainly that puts more pressure on the Jamaican side. As we watch the replay, she collected the ball, had to go wide the wicketkeeper, but was able to reach back and got her out. And as you can see there, she's well short of her ground. Well short of her ground. I think she would have had to dive in if she was going to get in. It's a good bit of feeling. And sometimes they say, what's the old adage? You don't run on a misfield.
yes, the ball was pushed, played away towards the mid-wicket area on drive. And the ball was misfielded. And the fielder recovered quickly, sent the return to the bowler's end. A bit wide to the keeper's left. She did well to collect that ball and then reached to disturb the stumps. That was good cricket by Jamaica. Good cricket there by the wicketkeeper being alert. So 9 wickets gone now, 66 for 9. Tracy Byron, the St. Vincent and the Grenadine player, is wrapped on the pad, and that's the end. That's the end of the match. Jamaica have picked up their 2nd victory here. And they've won by what? Some 24 runs, is it? 25 runs. Winning by 25 runs here on day 2 of the T20 Blast tournament. Match number 6. The Jamaicans have picked up some valuable points, Clyde, winning this game handsomely after being bowled out for 91 in 19.3 overs.
Well, Jamaica certainly came back well with the ball. Having been bowled out for 91, I think they came back very well. They bowled pretty well, kept things fairly tight early on, didn't give the Windward Islands end batsmen any free run, apart from Alfie Fletcher, who I thought played very well for her 20. I don't think any of the other batters really stood out. Peters batted for a very long time. Etienne came and played 1 or 2 decent shots, but certainly they didn't put any partnerships together. And I think when you're chasing that sort of total, you need to have a little partnership, especially earlier on, if you're going to win a game. I think that's where the Windward Islands lost the game. Jamaica bowled pretty well. Watts at the start of innings was fairly tight. Henry was tight. I think all the bowlers played their part. I think Jamaica, though, would be thinking, well, we need to tighten in our bowling just a little. Too many wides and giving away a little bit too many extras in this game. But certainly they have won a very good game. They've batted well, they've bowled well, and their fielding wasn't bad either. So they have done well, and I think Jamaica would be pretty happy that they have won this game.
So 14 extras in that 66, and as you rightly said, Jamaica would want to improve in that column, in that department of the game. But a clinical victory, defending 91 very well here at the National Stadium at Providence. It's been a good effort from them. They're a good side, good balanced side along with Barbados. And Guyana will want to win their match against Jamaica on Saturday, and certainly get some points by way of a victory. But on the other hand, Barbados and Jamaica, they've done very well so far. They've won both of their matches, the 2 top teams in the tournament, and even as the players greet each other and, you know, wishing each other well, and a good victory for Jamaica. Good bowling from the Jamaican bowlers. Watts, who picked up 2 wickets, and of course Henry. They chipped in very nicely with Taylor picking up 2 wickets as well, Clyde. So we leave you from Providence with the news that Jamaica have won their second match, convincingly beating the Windwards by 25 runs here at Providence. On behalf of the entire commentary team, that's Clyde Butts, John Ramsing, I'm Matthew Kisun saying goodbye from Providence.